Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Buying a home is one of the financial decisions you'll ever make. Before you tour a home, the real estate professional you're working with may ask you to sign a buyer's agreement, which describes the services you'll receive, each party's role and responsibilities, and how your agent will be compensated, all of which you'll want to discuss with them up front. So work with an agent who's a realtor. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors with a duty to honestly represent you and put your interests above their own, because that's who we are.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius, or two have geniuses, and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Reese on the Radio, filling in for Todd Feinberg on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Our lowest income communities and our communities of color that are most impacted by these extreme conditions and impacted by issues that are not of their own making. So we have to address this in a way that is about giving resources based on equity, understanding that we fight for equality, but we also need to fight for equity.
That's right, you heard it, folks. If you are gay, lesbian, black, Latino, if you are anything other than white, you better be afraid of the storms that are coming your way, because we got to concern ourselves with equity when it comes to the storm. Hurricane Milton hunting down every minority across the fruited plain. It's Reese on the Radio on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC on this October the 10th. I can't believe it's October already. 2024, taking your phone calls at 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. You heard the woman, right? That was before hurricane season. Kamala Harris saying that we have to pay attention to equity when we're dealing with these storms. We got to make sure that anyone who is non-white is taken care of before anybody else. We got to have equity. Got to have equity, even with storms. Equity. Are you going to incorporate equity in your Halloween candy giving this year? Are you going to be a part of that? I think you should. I think you should. Let me see. We have Dracula and we have Blackula. Okay. Dracula, you get the Snickers minis. Blackula, you get the full-size Snickers. Gotta have equity, kids. Gotta have equity. We're taking your phone calls, but I got to get into this whole thing about Milton. It's everywhere. I know there are some people who are saying, is this all they're going to talk about? Yes, it's all they're going to talk about. Storms. And if you watch your local news, it is always traffic and weather. It just is. I understand the news business. You guys, sometimes you almost feel inundated with this stuff. I get it. Okay? But I got to tell you something that happened yesterday that many people were talking about, many people were making fun of. But don't make fun of it. It was silly. It was silly that it even happened. And of course, we're talking about Anderson Cooper getting hit in the face by debris while he's standing out in an actual storm, ladies and gentlemen. He's standing out in a storm and gets hit in the face and says, oh, that wasn't good. No, Anderson, it wasn't good for you to be out there. And this, for me, this only clears up something I've said for the longest about our news media today. The biggest problem that we have is that the news media wants to be the news story. It is no longer about the events. It is about the news media's reaction to them. So if an event takes place, the news media looks at it in a way that says, how can I get this story to be about me? How can I get this news story, this tragedy, this shooting, this storm, this plane crash, this mass murder? How can I get this to be about me? And that's why you have these bozos out in the middle of a storm with debris flying by. While they tell you on the air, listen to your elected officials when they tell you to evacuate or to shelter in place. They'll say, person watching us live on the news right now, I need you to listen to your elected leaders. They know what they're talking about. Shelter in place. We now go to Anderson Cooper, who's outside in the middle of it. While I tell you to stay in the house. Anderson, I understand that a semi-truck just flew by you at 145 mile per hour winds. I hope you're being safe out there. Not once does Anderson Cooper turn around and go, hey, can we get the producer on the line and see if I can come inside now? I'd like to be safe with the rest of the people we're telling to be safe. Because anybody get their head together? It has to have, these people have to be out there. Anybody remember when Al Roker was out there? That's the reason why you're seeing this now. There's an old piece of footage, and I want to say it's about 10, 15 years old, maybe even older, of old chubby Al Roker. Lilliputious Al Roker. What is he, 4'3", knee-high to a chicken? That man was outside in one of the biggest storms, and he was standing there, and he was literally being dragged on the ground. And there was a producer on television going, oh, yeah, we need more of that. And they were calling, Jim, at the local station. Yeah, we're going to get another hurricane. I hope you have life insurance because you're going to be out there. That's what we're seeing. We are seeing the human sacrifice so that we can make them the news. And what's going to happen if, God forbid, one of these guys gets injured, gets killed? What's going to be the story? Then the story is going to be all about him. All about the news anchor they were willing to sacrifice. Or the cameraman they were willing to sacrifice. If you ever watch these things, don't you ever say to yourself, they almost look like war correspondents? Because, I will admit, when I watch guys like, what's his name, Trey Yanks from Fox News, when I see him out there, I'm not going to lie, I keep asking myself, look, I understand it's important to get the story. I understand it's boots on the ground or having some presence there. But I say to myself, look, I've looked up some of these guys' salaries. It's not a lot. The guys who work inside the newsroom, these guys make buku bucks. These guys are out there on the front lines of a war in the Middle East. Oh, we're talking about beans, pennants. Brett Baer, who's sitting there, we now go to Trey Yanks, who's got bombs flying over him. Brett Baer makes $20 million a year. Trey Yanks, no, nowhere near. If that guy's lucky, he's pulling in $1 million. If he's lucky, I don't even think it's that much. I would ask for hazard pay. But ask yourself this question, with all due respect. Is Anderson Cooper a meteorologist? Has he ever been known to be one? Is there anything on his resume that says, when I'm looking to find out if this hurricane is going to be devastating to me and my family, I've got to find out what Anderson Cooper has to say about it? No, you've never said it. But Anderson went out there and watched that happen and got smacked in the face. And there's no reason for that sacrifice at all. I would just tell these guys, look, we'll just put a camera at the window. Right? We'll put it inside of a building, we'll put it in there, and we'll protect ourselves, and we can show people out there. Because I don't think I need Anderson Cooper out there to prove that the wind gust is at 120 miles. Okay? I don't need him there. I look at the pictures. I look at other people who have stayed in the storm. I can go on TikTok, and I can see this every day. But you have these bozos out there, and they're not, look, I don't want anybody to get the impression that these folks are risking their lives. They're not. They're not. They want to give off that impression that they're risking their lives. They're trying to express to you, look at what I'm willing to do to get you the news. It is nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. Because at the end of the day, you know what happens? They all sit around and congratulate themselves with a Pulitzer Prize. Anderson Cooper will get one. Why? Because he took some debris to the face. And our winner of the 2025 Debris to the Face Award goes to none other than Anderson Cooper. He's not a meteorologist or a weatherman, but he took debris to the face live on television. Pulitzer goes to him. And they'll go, yay, yay, and they'll applaud him. No, I have the applause. Yay, yay, Anderson. Yay. Do we know what hit him in the face? Will he share that award with the debris who smacked him in the face? I don't know. I have no idea. But I want to hear from you folks. Do you find any interest? Are you at least learning something from these people standing out in the middle of the storm? My favorite part are the videos of the ones where the guy is standing there and he's brushing up against the storm. The storm's coming right in his face. And he's like, Jim, we're out here and the storms are gusting harder than we've ever seen them. The water is up to my waist. And then a guy walks by, and he's wearing a pair of Asics sneakers, and he's tippy-toeing through a little small puddle right behind him, and he completely blows the shot. That's my favorite stuff. My favorite stuff. Or somebody runs by with a Trump flag. It's the best. It's the best. 860-522-WTIC. Let's take Aaron in Goshen. What's going on, Aaron?
Hey, Reese, you kind of stole my thunder with that one, but to go back to the history, there's a woman correspondent who's out there in a canoe,
yeah,
and saying how high the floodwaters are, and then the widescreen shot shows some people walking through water that's about an inch.
Right, and one of them had on shorts.
Yeah. And the other thing that gets me is up here in the Northeast, you got the snowstorms, right?
Yeah.
And it's like run out to the grocery store and get all the perishable food items you could possibly get, because we're going to lose power. And you want those eggs and you want everything that needs to be refrigerated to go bad. Trust me.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to lose power. You know what we should go to the store and get? Get to the Big Y and grab yourself all the meat.
Yeah. Get all the baked goods. Get all the eggs. Make sure you get a bunch of assorted cheeses.
Right.
It's ridiculous. And it's just I always found that to be. Or make sure you get fresh fish. That's stuff that you need during a snowstorm. I mean, I'm not from the generation that's ever been snowed in.
Yeah.
Maybe a day or two. You can't really move around, but I mean, you're gonna eat. What are you gonna do? Sit around the house and just eat food nonstop?
And I think that's the reason why so many people gain weight when things like this happen, because as you just pointed out, all of that food is perishable, right? So they can't let it go to waste. And if you're stuck in your house during that storm, you got to eat it all quick, fast, in a hurry. Even though the storm has passed by, you don't have power for a week. What are you going to do with that food? Let it go to waste? Nope. Somebody's in the house cooking all of it. And the next thing you know, you've gained 30 pounds.
Exactly. And it's one of those things like, wouldn't we be pushing like, all right, make sure you get canned soup.
Yeah.
Make sure you get non-perishable food items. So that way you're stocked up and you're ready to go, because this is going to be Snowmageddon.
Yeah.
Snowpocalypse is going to take over. And, we don't even know if we have a town crew that could even push this much snow.
Wait, we've got Snowpocalypse, and what was the other one? Snowmageddon.
Snowmageddon.
We need to get one more. We need to get a third one.
Well, I would like to say it's no big deal. No problem.
That one, you get an applause for that one, Aaron. Without a doubt, you get an applause for that one. It's no big deal. I love it. Thank you, buddy. Let's go to Scott in Colchester. What's up, Scott?
Hey. You're having too much fun. I love it. Maybe I have the third one for you.
What's that?
You're looking for. Oh, back back when we did have storms like the one in '78, snowstorm-wise up at the Northeast, and other smaller type occurrences, there was a guy right there in Channel 3 who, Hilton Catterley.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember that.
No, that's way before my time.
Before your time. There are some ancient folks out there who remember Hilton Catterley, but he had a way of expressing himself because he was from the Midwest.
Right.
And when there was something big happening in the way of precipitation, be it wet or be it snow,
right,
he used the term, "We've got a gollywomper." And when he said gollywomper, you knew it was pay attention. And you didn't have to. He didn't go outside to stand in the driving rain.
Right.
You knew when he said gollywomper, it was time to just prepare.
Hunker down, kids. It's a gollywomper outside.
Hunker down, because the gollywomper is right around the corner.
I love it.
Well, you have a good day.
Thank you, Scott. Much appreciated. White Mike just bared, I have to say, he went right through the belly of the beast, or at least the southern region of his area of Tampa, Florida. White Mike's on the line. White Mike, I'm assuming no real serious damage since you kind of got spared of a level 4 or Cat 4 storm. You got Cat 3.
Buddy, what this should start showing people is that modern meteorology in the age of 24-hour news broadcast is hype and prognostication.
Yes, I told you.
People, but look, they will tell you in the same breath, Tampa Bay, the actual area of Tampa, Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater,
sure,
has not experienced a direct hit from a hurricane in 110 years. And maybe this is the year.
Right.
But there's a reason that hurricanes don't hit Tampa Bay directly for 110 years. Maybe there's a meteorological combined with the geological feature that steers hurricanes away from this area. Stuff doesn't happen or not happen for 110 years in a row randomly.
Right. That's a great way to put that. That's exactly the way to put it.
These people started with their hype on this thing Sunday.
Yeah.
With the cone of certainty from Tallahassee to Naples.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the whole state. So that's not even a cone at this point.
But
that's
Mike, you listen, you're astute enough to understand why it has to be hyped since Sunday to be this ordeal. Because for them, it confirms or codifies the whole global warming argument that they would need to have for everybody else, or the deniers, as it were. That they need this to be the storm, to hype it up. It's almost like they are the Flavor Flavs of meteorology. It's like go storm, go. It's really bad, but it's obvious cheerleading.
There's one guy on a local station, the ABC station WFTS. His name is Dennis Phillips.
I know him.
He's the suspenders guy.
Mm-hmm.
Dennis has been doing this for 40 years. He is the only person who explains the hype the numbers are giving people.
Oh.
Like, I didn't know that when they put out the number for the max speed, it's 180 mile an hour wind. No, that's one tiny part of the eye wall that for the time they were measuring it hit 180 miles an hour.
Gotcha. And of course, it's celebrated as the entire wall of the eye.
Right. And they were telling us 15-foot storm surge in Tampa Bay, but then Dennis would say, these numbers themselves are the worst case scenario. So it wasn't likely. It's just that they're terrified that people aren't going to obey any kind of warning about hurricane, and then they're going to feel liable. And if you'll notice when you watch the spaghetti model, there's always one, even if 9 of them move south, there's always one that hits Crystal River every time.
Oh, that's interesting.
And I'm kind of thinking that this guy was a meteorologist who went to Crystal River High School and was bullied. So now he has
I got to let you go, Mike. Always a pleasure. I'm glad that you're safe. I'm glad that the Tampa Bay area and many others are safe. I know some people did lose their lives. There has been some damage, but it's good to know that at least there was some some slowdown to this storm, and it's finally past you guys. I will talk to you soon, sir. Let's take a break. We'll come back. More news, more views, and, of course, your phone calls. It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
You know, I couldn't stop talking about it to my family and friends. My knees are my trouble spot. But for me to tell them now that I'm doing so much better, they were amazed, and I've been amazed.
QC Kinetics Cellular Therapies. Yes, it is amazing how these non-surgical treatments deliver joint pain relief for patients like Dr. Eric Williams, a successful chiropractor.
Each week, I just started noticing that I could sleep and not have pain. I could play pickleball. I could do a CrossFit exercise routine.
QC Kinetics revitalizes your joints so you can move again without the pain pills or invasive surgery.
You know, I'm 60 years old and I want to stay competitive as long as I can. And QC has allowed me to do that. They did me right and really made a difference in my life.
Book your free consultation with QC Kinetics today and experience the difference for yourself.
I like to go, move, move, move.
QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 860-440-PAIN. That's 860-440-PAIN. 860-440-PAIN.
Life can be unpredictable at times, but you shouldn't have to suffer the consequences of someone else's negligence. If you've been in an accident or work-related injury and it's not your fault, you need a lawyer who knows how to get you the fair and just compensation you deserve. At Brown, Payne, Dearest & Scott, our team of personal injury lawyers have over 100 years of combined experience. At BPS Lawyers, you get more than a lawyer. You get a law firm. Visit us at bpslawyers.com. Bruce Newman is responsible for the content of this ad.
I'm Sally Helm with the podcast History This Week. In each episode, we serve as your eyes and ears into history's biggest events, major elections, world wars, scientific breakthroughs. But we also bring you into the smaller, behind-the-scenes stories, the unsung heroes, secret meetings, even personal grudges that changed the course of history. Listen to and follow History This Week, an Odyssey podcast in partnership with the History Channel. Available now for free on the Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Get a head start to your day with WTIC News Talk 1080. Listen to us live on the Odyssey app before you even hit the road. Get the breakdown on the biggest news stories that Connecticut is talking about. To get started, download the Odyssey app and search for WTIC News Talk 1080. And now, a WTIC news update.
58 degrees at 3:30. I'm John Silva. WTIC 1080 News. Now the cleanup begins. This after Hurricane Milton barreled its way across Florida and out to sea. Over 3 million customers are without power from the storm. It also kicked up about 100, maybe even more than 100 tornadoes. At least 10 deaths have been attributed to the storm, which made landfall as a Category 3 in Siesta Key late Wednesday. Recovery continues in North Carolina from Hurricane Helene last month. 240 have died across a half dozen states. The number of missing is reported to be in the hundreds. Natural disasters have depleted the blood supply, and officials here in Connecticut are urging anyone who can to donate. More information on drives and donations is available at ctblood.org. Crash involving a truck and a sign above Interstate 91 in Enfield today. Sign was affixed to the Route 190 overpass. It came down when the truck that was carrying a crane hit it. This is just prior to exit 47W on 91. The accident has caused delays and led to lane closures. State police continue their investigation into a deadly wrong-way crash on Interstate 95 in Westbrook. This happened late Wednesday. Troopers say the wrong-way driver struck and killed 47-year-old Mark Palumbo of Madison on 95 South near exit 65 around 8 p.m. last night. Palumbo was pronounced dead at the scene. The man driving the other vehicle was taken to Yale New Haven for treatment. Ethel Kennedy, who lost her husband, late Senator Robert F. Kennedy, to assassination, has died. She was 96. She was by her husband's side when the senator was killed while running for president in 1968. She endured that tragedy and many others while raising their 11 children. WTIC News Time approaching 3:32. Here's Jason Caterina with the forecast.
For the rest of this afternoon, well, it'll be mostly sunny, breezy, and cooler than we've been used to, the high of 61. Tonight, under clear skies, well, it'll be quite cool, bordering on chilly with the low down to 41, and plenty of sunshine to round out the week on Friday. A pleasant day, the high of 69 with a nice breeze out of the west-northwest. On Saturday, sunny and breezy, a nice start to the weekend, a little milder with the high up to 72. Cloudy and cooler with an afternoon shower on Sunday, the high dialed back to 64. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
Market's still in the red on Wall Street. Dow down 130, NASDAQ off 24, and the S&P is down 17 points. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
We hear a lot from our patients after we've successfully treated their erectile dysfunction. But one thing we hear the most is, why didn't I get treated sooner? This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health. And if you're suffering with ED and all the emotional and relationship problems it causes, don't wait. Call us today. ED is simply a medical condition like any other. And for most men, it's fully treatable, which means you can get your sex life back. And I'm not talking about sex that's just okay, by the way. I'm talking great sex, with the ability to enjoy intimacy without the anxiety that affects so many men who have ED. In fact, you might even find you're performing like you haven't in years. In Northeast Men's Health, we're ED experts. We've treated thousands of men with protocols that are successful in well over 90% of cases. And we have a variety of treatments and treatment combinations so you get the one that's right for you. So stop waiting and call us. Your first visit includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956. That's 800-930-5956. Or go to northeastmenshealth.com.
This is the story of the one. As a warehouse manager, her job is to transform chaos into clarity and to see patterns where others see problems. Luckily, she's got a partner who shares her perspective. Grainger offers over 1 million industrial-grade products, backed by real person support and in-depth online resources, so she can tackle every task with precision and turn potential setbacks into streamlined success. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Lenses Only Optical Centers, we believe clear vision should be convenient and affordable. That's why we've got 5 locations ready to serve you, with locations in Avon, Bloomfield, Torrington, Weathersfield, and now Plainville. There's a Lenses Only Optical Center nearby, offering the latest in stylish frames and top-quality lenses. Our experienced team is dedicated to helping you find the perfect look and the perfect fit, with personalized service every step of the way. 5 locations, 1 mission, your vision. Visit the Lenses Only Optical Center today.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, Honey Bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
If you're still waiting for a sign, here's another one. At California Psychics, we reject 98% of the psychics who apply to work for us. So we only connect you with the best. That's how we can guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. And right now, new customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. If that's not a sign, I don't know what is. Dramatic sound effect incoming. Experience the joy of certainty at CaliforniaPsychics.com.
Hi, I'm Joe with Simple.com, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 203-896-4000. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and more importantly, anywhere in Connecticut. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trash and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junk houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 896-4000. That's 203-896-4000. 203-896-4000.
What's up, everybody? You know. It's Reese on the Radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
Whose horrible beat is that? Is that Kanye's or Jay-Z's? Whose song is that? It's Reese on the Radio.
Neither one.
It's Reese on the Radio, NewsTalk 1080 WTIC. I've got to talk about this Ron DeSantis thing with Kamala Harris because that's the part that's driving me up the wall. Let's get into. Still got a phone call waiting. Is I got Danny East Windsor still on the line? How we doing,
Hey,
sir?
Reese, how you doing?
I'm good, sir.
Hey, I just want that call from White Mike was great, but anyway, I just want to tell you, if you want a funny piece to play, speaking of the hurricanes and the stupidity of people saying out in it, Ron White on his album Drunk in Public has a segment on there called Hurricane George. It is funny. There's just one word that you'd have to bleep out. It has the S word, the one that refers to fecal matter in there. But other than that one word, the rest of it could be played. That would be great to come back from a break.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Maybe I'll find a monologue for it. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Much
All right. Catch you later, Reese.
You got it, sir. Now, speaking of this storm, for those of you who are avid listeners and watchers of the Reese on the Radio show, I need you to understand that, as usual, I predicted this. Okay? As usual. Why did Kamala Harris try to politicize the hurricane? And why did she go after Ron DeSantis? Now, I have to admit, folks, this was not her doing. She is not fully responsible. Her response to it, however, was unnecessary. That's the best way to put it. But what she did was something that I kept telling you that her administration, that her campaign could not and was not doing. I went back to the 2012 campaign of Barack Obama, his reelection campaign. Superstorm Sandy got Barack Obama into New Jersey to infamously hug Governor Chris Christie, governor at the time of New Jersey, Chris Christie. Now, everyone said that was the death knell of the Mitt Romney campaign. And Chris Christie never recovered from that. In fact, he turned tail on Republicans because they have always blamed him for that election. He decided to go with the enemy. Why? Because he was sick and tired of being shamed and called fat and everything else that they did to him. You know they did it. So now he is trying to redeem himself, as the Cheneys are, by kowtowing with the libs, pretending to be a conservative. Wink, wink, nod, nod. But see, Ron DeSantis told Kamala, ma'am, I am not your Chris Christie. I will not be your Chris Christie. And I'm so glad he did. This is CNBC. Have you heard this exchange? CNBC asking Ron DeSantis about this hubbub with Kamala Harris.
There was some praise that came your way from President Biden and said that they had spoken, you had spoken. Then there was this brouhaha over Vice President Harris apparently reaching out to you and maybe not taking the call, and this whole thing, accusations that this had all become politicized. Can you just speak to what happened there?
Now, you see the way he's stumbling through this, right? Because he knows he's only shilling for Kamala Harris. He knows that Ron DeSantis is going to eat this up and spit it out.
I'm working with the President of the United States. I'm working with the Director of FEMA. I'm marshaling all my state assets. We've been doing this now nonstop for over 2 weeks between Helene and this. And so if there's anything I can leverage to benefit my people, I'm going to do it. The fact of the matter is they put out a story saying I didn't even know she was trying to reach me, but she has no role in this process. And I've been dealing with these storms in Florida under both Trump and Biden. Neither of them ever politicized it. And in fact, all the storms I've dealt with under this administration, although I've worked well with the president, she has never called in Florida. She has never offered any support. So what she's doing is she's trying to inject herself into this because of her political campaign.
That's it. She does not have a leg to stand on. Hey, She's no different than Anderson Cooper and all the rest of these bozos standing out in the storm. Hey, I know your house got blown away, but what about me? Can somebody give me a leadership role? I'd like to do something. Someone answer my call. I need a photo op. Where's my Chris Christie? Does anybody want to be my Chris Christie? Please. No. She got one bozo. She got one. What's his name? Welch in St. Petersburg. She got that bozo to take a phone call with him, and she set it up beautifully, as if. And the worst part is that it's so staged, it's pathetic. It's literally a video of Kamala Harris on one side and Mayor Welch on the other. I think his name is Mark Welch, right? Mark Welch. On the other side, and them calling the same way that she did with, Tim Walz when she asked him to be her running mate. It's like a split screen. That's right, and that's her photo op. Nobody knows who Mayor Welch is. Nobody. Finally, and that's all she wanted. There's something I need this so I can run it in my campaign. I need people that see me leading stuff. I want to be in charge. It's really bad. I hate to laugh at her, but that's what it is. She's throwing this temper tantrum because nobody wants to put her in charge. And Joe Biden, that curmudgeon. Isn't he the meanest man ever? Yeah. I mean, he's almost telling everyone when they ask him, hey, what's this thing about Ron DeSantis not contacting Vice President Harris? The vice president, the governor's doing fine. He's on the phone with me all the time. He's calling me up. I'm calling him. We're going to have brisket on Thursday. So he's fine. Whatever. He's doing a great job. All right, I gave him my cell phone number. He can call me directly. What's that saying? If you give, you know that she needs this. She needs to look like she's in charge. And the president says, what, Kamala? What did she say? She said what? Like Grandpa does when he finally can hear you in his hearing aid. What was that? What did you say? What? The dog? What about the You know it. It was nothing to do with this crap. It's not going to help her get a photo op. And Ron DeSantis he's brilliant to dismiss her.
So as the governor here who's leading this, I don't have time for those games. I don't care about her campaign. Obviously, I'm not a supporter of hers, but she has no role in this process. And so I'm working with the people I need to be working with. We're leveraging the resources I need to be leveraging. And for her to try to say that my focus should be on catering to her rather than worrying about my own people just shows she doesn't understand what it means to respond to these natural disasters.
If you were to ask Kamala Harris what's the difference between Helene and Milton, she would say, well, one hurricane has a girl's name. And the other hurricane has a boy's name. That's how ridiculous. Rama says that Kamala is like Joaquin Phoenix in the beginning of The Gladiator, being a Johnny-come-lately after the battle with the barbarians. Have I missed it? Have I missed the battle? He says, DeSantis says, I ain't helping her. And Biden says, I ain't helping her either. Nobody is helping her. And she looks like a petulant child. She does. She looks silly. And it couldn't have happened to a nicer person. You know what I mean? It just couldn't have. She just looks silly. And it's sad. Nobody wants to be her Chris Christie. That's just bad. The fact is, they're waiting until afterwards. She should be there. If she really wants a photo op, just go there now. She can go anywhere she wants to. She can go to North Carolina right now and just be there handing out anything. right now. Where is she? Anybody know where Kamala is today? Anybody know where? I'd love to know where she is. She could be in North Carolina bringing attention to that. In fact, if she really wanted to be a champion, if she really wanted to look like somebody who was a leader, she would go to North Carolina and she would call out FEMA where FEMA wasn't and say, we don't have FEMA here, and we need to get FEMA to help these people over here. And then the news media can then go, oh, FEMA's not helping, and Kamala is bringing attention to the fact that FEMA needs to help these people. Now we see a contrast between her and the Biden administration. And guess what? Again, remember, we're talking about a media who is going to give her every latitude possible. Right? They don't have a problem with Kamala flip-flopping. Kamala was against the border, now she's for it. No one's giving her hell for it. Now, all of a sudden, she's a pro-capitalist candidate when we know that she's a socialist. Nobody's giving her crap for it. I said it here in the opening monologue weeks ago. I guess Kamala's a conservative now. I guess the Democrat Party is now embracing conservatism. No one batted an eye. No one even chided her for it. They continue to root for her. So if she can do no wrong, Kamala, if you really want to bring attention to yourself, go to North Carolina and crap on FEMA right now. And guess what? The media will turn around and change they'll change their stripes right in the middle of that broadcast. You remember yesterday when we told you that FEMA was doing the best that they can? Well, today we don't feel that way because Kamala Harris has hipped us to what's really going on. FEMA is bad. They would do it in a heartbeat. Tell me they wouldn't. Tell me they wouldn't. I wish those people would listen to me. You want to win this campaign? She can do no wrong. That woman could come out tomorrow. She could say anything. The media will, they'll spin it to say that she's always felt that way. But she doesn't have the guts. That's because no one there, it's not that they don't know what they're doing. This is intentional. These are too many. Do they think they're really going to win with this many missteps? People are embarrassed by her. Even the people who are interviewing her, who are handing her literally softballs, grapefruits. They're practically holding her up. And they still can't. It's incredible. Anyway, we'll get into a little more of this palace intrigue. I've got a very interesting 5 o'clock focus coming up, so stick around for that. So, of course, your phone calls as well, 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. All right, so stick around. More news, more views than you can shake a stick at. It's Reese on the Radio on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Come to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or diabetes, you're at higher risk of being hospitalized from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Imagine your team always looking and feeling their best in high-performance technical workwear. Cintas can make it happen. They have garments for almost every job imaginable. And with the Cintas Workwear program, you get freshly laundered garments delivered every week for everyone on your team. Great garments without the bother of laundry. That's a real perk for employees. Find out how Cintas can boost team image and morale. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Dan owed an unbelievable amount of money to the IRS.
I got behind on my taxes. It's a horrible feeling.
He was in denial.
And when I got those letters from the IRS, he wanted to act like they didn't exist.
Finally, Dan turned to Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima got me a settlement with the IRS. These people are really people-friendly. It was every bit of a new lease on life for me.
The fast action and the great results made Dan's head spin.
I felt like I was in a dream, but it's real, and I have paperwork to prove it. They got the job done, and life is good.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation.
If you're worried about what's going to happen with the IRS, stop worrying. Make the call now.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
When was the last time you watched your home movies? Disasters strike unexpectedly. Every year, American families lose the one thing they'd run back into a burning building for, their family's memories. Hi, I'm Nick.
And I'm Adam. We started Legacy Box to help save your family's most important recorded moments so you don't have to worry.
Load Legacy Box with your old movies, film reels, and shoeboxes of photos.
We work our digitizing magic, converting those memories right to the cloud so they're safe and accessible forever.
It's fast, we always send your originals back, and it's done right here in the USA.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box. Better Homes and Garden, Real Simple, and Inc. magazine are all talking about Legacy Box.
New York Times columnist David Pogue says, have them digitized. I wish I'd done it sooner. Take action. Save your family's memories today with Legacy Box.
Go to legacybox.com/value to get an incredible 50% off your Legacy Box. That's legacybox.com/value for 50% off while supplies last. Legacybox.com/value.
Warning, the following video spot you are about to hear is going to be filled with F words.
When you're hiring, we at ZipRecruiter know you can feel frustrated, forlorn even, like your efforts are futile, and you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine. Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all of that. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, you can forget your frustrations because we find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
Fantastic.
So, whether you need to hire 4, 40, or 400 people, get ready to meet. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. Don't forget, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Finally, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This is Reese on the Radio, filling in for Todd Feinberg on WTIC News Talk 1080. Stay locked in. Reese on the Radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
So we've got a special announcement coming up. And I never thought that I would feel the way that my wife feels about surprises. This sounds weird, but okay. So my wife, when she buys me Christmas gifts, she never lets me open them on Christmas Day. I always get them a month early. And the reason why is because she buys them early, as many of you do, and I don't know who you people are who do it that early. Buying Christmas gifts in October is a little early. I'm just saying. But my wife will buy stuff that early, and then she'll say, I just can't wait till Christmas. Here, you want to open it up? I'm like, it's November 3rd. And she goes, I know, I can't wait. Open it up. So I never get a Christmas gift to open up because I get it so early. So Christmas begins in like November around here. So we have a special announcement, but now I understand what my wife feels like when you're holding on to something so great that you want to give it to somebody that you love, and you buy something for them and you just want them to have it because you can't wait to see the joy in their face. You're just so excited. And I love that about her. And I have a special announcement that I want to give to you, but I got to hold on to it, at least for a little while. And then when I can't take it anymore, I promise you I'm going to share it with you, okay? It is a big surprise, but I just need to, I got to get a couple of things in order before I announce it, okay? But maybe I can give you a hint. I'm going to give you a hint, okay, by asking you a question. How excited are you about Election Day? Like, will you be sitting by the television? Like, are you the type of person who would watch the returns of the election in front of your TV with some popcorn, maybe an adult beverage, maybe a non-adult beverage, but are you the type to do that? Okay? If you are, I want you to call me up and tell me, that's the hint. Are you the type of person who on Election Day, you would sit in front of your TV? Trust me, I'm not giving it away anyway. This is a really, really like convoluted, what's the word I'm looking for? Hint. It's very, very off the beaten path. This is like, one of those Easter eggs that really has nothing to do with the surprise. But if you are, I want to know. I want you to say, you know what, Reese? I am the person who would sit in front of the television, even with friends. Would you have, maybe even have a viewing party with your friends? Would you do something like that? Watching the election returns. Are you that much into it? So give me a call and let me know. 860-522-WTIC. 860-522-WTIC. For that, let's get our first check of the traffic with our good friend Mark Christopher at the BPS Traffic Center. Would you, Mark? Are you going to watch the returns on your TV?
On election night?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so you would watch it like if it were the Super Bowl or something, right?
Oh, yeah. It won't be as much food or as much craziness because it's going to be what? You won't get the results till probably late that night or early
I'm predicting earlier than that. I'm predicting earlier than that this time.
Really? Okay.
Oh yeah. But you would do it.
That's good. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Just want to know. I want to get the temperature. All right. I'm sorry. Back at it. I
absolutely.
apologize.
Well, Reese, thank you very much. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon, everyone. If you're heading into Hartford right now, got an accident on the westbound side of 84 in East Hartford at exit 54. Left and left center lanes blocked there. So you've got delays from 56 pretty much now right up to exit 47. Look out for that accident on the left side there. 84 eastbound slowing a half mile before 46 Sisson Avenue down to the Bulkley Bridge. Southbound 91 delays in Hartford 33 down to 32 A&B and again down by exit 28. Some more sluggish traffic as you move from exit 20 in Middletown down to 17 for the Wilbercross Parkway. Northbound 91's a little tight as you move between 20 and 21 Middletown into Cromwell. And then after that, you're moving well from Cromwell up into Windsor. We do have some delays, though, up in Enfield because of that dump truck accident, 91 northbound between exit 47E and W. Right and center lanes blocked there. Stay left. Delays are back to 46 King Street behind that. Now, if you are traveling 291, 384, that looks good east of the river. 2 eastbound is in good shape from East Hartford into Glastonbury. If you're 691 westbound, look out for some slow traffic as you move up between exits 7 and 5. As you move Southington into Cheshire, an accident reported there. Delays behind that. Westbound 84 is tied up. 23 into the Mixmaster. 84 eastbound and Southbury. Look for some slow traffic as you move by exit 17 up to 18 in Waterbury. Westbound side of 84, Southbury slowing 16 to 15. 84 eastbound in Danbury type from the New York Connecticut line to 5. Again, delays from 10 to 11 in Newtown. And southbound Parkway, you've got slow traffic 61 into the West Rock Tunnel and 95 South New Haven slowing from 46 down to 44. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC. Of the afternoon, it'll be mostly sunny, breezy, and cooler than we've been used to at the high of 61. Tonight, under clear skies, quite cool and bordering on chilly with the low of 41. Plenty of sunshine, a pleasant day to round out the week on Friday, the high of 69 with a bit of a breeze out of the west-northwest. Sunny and breezy Saturday, but a nice start to the weekend, the high moving up to 72. Then cloudy and cooler with an afternoon shower Sunday, the high dialed back to 64. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
WTIC is 99 and throwing a year-long celebration to 100 years on the air. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
4 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Hurricane Milton has left Florida ravaged and over 3 million customers without power. At least 5 deaths have been reported or attributed to the storm. Governor Ron DeSantis was in Fort Pierce earlier today.
Unfortunately, we have the fatalities from this tornado here. We don't have confirmed reports of other fatalities throughout the rest of the state, but we may as the day goes on.
CBS's Manuel Bojorquez has more.
Across Florida, first responders carried out rescues through the night, including in Tampa, where a tree fell on a house with 15 people inside.
It's okay. You're okay.
Strong winds and heavy rain from Hurricane Milton pounded Tampa, causing serious flooding. But officials say the city was spared catastrophic storm surge when the Category 3 storm took a turn, making landfall about 70 miles south.
Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says personnel from his department who've been working on Helene recovery, have been called in to assist in the aftermath of Milton.
That work continues, and some of the same people, whether it's here at FEMA or in the Department of Transportation, some of the same people who have been working on the Helene response are now also engaged in the Milton response. We've got over 300 personnel just from transportation alone, over 8,000 federal personnel deployed overall.
Blood drives in the southeast have been disrupted by severe weather. At the same time, blood is desperately needed there. So the Connecticut Blood Center is trying to help fill the void, making an urgent plea for donors. John DeCasanova of the Blood Center here in Connecticut says the effort is also about securing the supply here at home.
We're in this tricky scenario where we need to send, maybe units of blood down to Florida and the other states that are being affected here, while also trying to maintain our own blood supply in our own region.
More on how to donate can be found at the website ctblood.org. 2 men are under arrest after Bristol and state police say they were behind a human trafficking prostitution operation. The investigation into the Aqua After Dark spa on Farmington Avenue began last January. Investigators say 63-year-old David Henderson and 64-year-old Vincent Whiteley ran that business. They say the business was actually a front for the illicit operation. Both suspects are facing a litany of trafficking, prostitution, and other charges. They're both being held on $250,000 bond apiece. State police investigating a deadly wrong-way crash on Interstate 95 in Westbrook Wednesday. Details from WTIC's Morgan Cunningham.
Troopers say a wrong-way driver struck and killed 47-year-old Mark Palumbo of Madison as he drove his 2014 Ford Mustang GT on I-95 southbound near exit 65 around 8 Wednesday night. Palumbo was pronounced dead at the scene. As for the man driving the vehicle in the wrong way, he was taken to Yale New Haven Hospital for treatment of suspected minor injuries. Anybody who witnessed that crash is asked to contact State Police Troop F by calling area code 860-399-2100, 860-399-2100. The highway was closed for about 6 hours during the investigation. Morgan Cunningham, WTIC 1080 News.
Ethel Kennedy has died. The widow of the late Senator Robert F. Kennedy was 96. She was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by then-President Obama a decade ago.
She's an emblem of enduring faith and enduring hope, even in the face of unimaginable loss and unimaginable grief. And she has touched the lives of countless people around the world with her generosity and her grace.
Kennedy had recently suffered a stroke. Closing bell report sponsored by Bouvier Insurance. Markets on the downside today. Dow off 57, NASDAQ down 9, S&P down 11 points. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Is thinning hair or a receding hairline making you self-conscious? Try Hair Grow from New Nordic. Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start feeling your best with Hair Grow. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com.
Is your car still under warranty?
No, not anymore.
My mechanic just suggested an extended service plan from Ox Car Care.
Ox Car Care?
Yeah, Ox will cover repair bills if anything happens to the car. New brakes, transmission, AC, or engine problems. Plus, Ox Car Care changes, tire rotation, and roadside assistance.
Wait, you pay nothing on repairs? Ox gets it fixed? Free oil changes, free tire rotation, and free roadside assistance?
Yeah, you don't pay. Ox pays. Ox even has a 30-day money-back guarantee and is A+ rated on the BBB. They handle their claims from start to finish, unlike those other warranty companies.
The last thing I need is an unexpected car repair bill. I'm calling Ox Car Care now.
Call Ox Car Care for your free quote, 800-272-1505. Ask about senior and military discounts.
And 10, come right in.
Repair bill. Call Ox Car Care, 800-272-1505, 800-272-1505, or go to oxcarcare.com.
You're listening to Reese on the Radio, filling in today for Todd Feinberg on WTIC News Talk 1080.
This could very well be the stupidest person on the face of the earth.
Do I look that stupid? Yes, you do.
It's the stupidest thing that I read today. And with all of the talk about political violence, all the talk, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, there's an article about her today, literally threatening to fight, physically fight, Kamala Harris backers, millionaires and billionaire backers, over the FTC. Now, I can't believe it. She is threatened. I'll even give you the quote. Just shows you how crazy this woman is. Not that I've ever known her to be this violent, but she says, well, according to the article, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has threatened an all-out brawl with billionaire backers of Kamala Harris in a row over attempts to curb Silicon Valley's power. And this is because of the Trade Commission, the Federal Trade Commission head or czar, Lena Khan. And if you've seen any of Lena Khan's testimony, she is often gone after by Republicans, Josh Hawley in particular. Look it up. I think Forbes on YouTube has an exchange between Lena Khan and Josh Hawley that is very, very incredible because he talks about her role in that seat. So check it out. The stupidest thing I read today. Go to ReeseOnTheRadio.com. That's ReeseOnTheRadio.com for more. Let's get back into the traffic with Mark Christopher, the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. And this traffic report being brought to you by Stu Leonard's. If you were heading on the northbound side of I-91, you're going to see delays now as you push up from exit 46 in Enfield up to between 47 E and W. The remains of a dump truck accident up there. So right now they have got the right and center lanes blocked. You want to stay to the left there. Heavy delays, though, heading up into Enfield on 91 North. If you're on the southbound side of I-91, look for delays in Hartford 33 down to 32A and B, and again down by exit 28 on the Hartford Weathersfield line. Westbound 84 is tied up. 56 Governor Street out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. 84 eastbound, you're slowing 44 up into the downtown tunnel. 291, 384, that looks good east of the river. 2 westbound in good shape, Glastonbury and East Hartford. 9 northbound Middletown slowing as you approach exit 22 up to the Aragoni Bridge in Middletown. 84 westbound in Southbury, you've got delays 16 up to exit 15. 84 eastbound in Waterbury slowing 17 to 18. Westbound 84 in Waterbury also tight, approaching exit 23 up to the Mixmaster. If you are traveling right now in toward the New Haven area, 95 southbound, you've got delays from the Q Bridge down to exit 44. 91 southbound a little slow at the 95 interchange, and 15 southbound on the Parkway slowing from 60 in Hamden into the West Rock Tunnel. This week at Stu Leonard's Farm Fresh Foods, direct from the Midwest, bone-in beef short ribs are only $6.99 a pound. Save $4 with the Stu's app, plus $2 off hot from the oven fresh-baked chocolate chip cookies, only $4.99 a package. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
Brought to you by True Law. SickVets.com.
WTIC weather.
As we head through the evening and overnight tonight, it'll be clear and quite cool, bordering on chilly. The northern lights may be visible for some of us, the low down to 41. Then as we head on into our Friday, plenty of sunshine, a pleasant end of the week, the high of 69 with a nice breeze out of the west-northwest. Sunny and breezier on Saturday. Nice start to the weekend, the high moving up to 72. Sunday, cloudy, cooler with an afternoon shower around, the high dialed back to 64. Then Monday, still a passing shower in the morning, otherwise breezy with a mix of clouds and sun. The high 63 will feel quite cool with that west wind cranking back up to 10 to 20 miles an hour throughout the day. And partly sunny Tuesday, even cooler, the high only 57. So right now it is 57 in Waterbury, 64 in New Haven, 61 in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
Hi, this is Eric Hogarth. Money wisdom. Different generations. Did your parents have it easier in retirement than you, or harder? It's definitely a heck of a lot different. Tune in this Saturday at 8:30 right here on TIC News Talk 1080.
Tune in to WTIC News Talk 1080 for Healthy Rounds, Saturday mornings 11 till noon. Learn from the top experts about the latest medical news and call in with your questions. Healthy Rounds, sponsored by Hartford Healthcare, Saturday mornings 11 till noon on WTIC News Talk 1080 and WTIC.com.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Prescriptions require an online consultation. determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and Senior Vice President of Men's Sexual Health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
It's Reese on the radio. And don't say we didn't warn you on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
These are a little interesting, these bumpers. These are pretty interesting. I don't think I even know this one. Who's this one by?
Little boom bap, old school 90s.
Yeah, that's definitely a lot of boom bap, but not one. Reese on the radio, News Talk 1080 WTIC. Of course, taking your phone calls. Bob Woodward of Woodward and Bernstein. You remember them. Bob Woodward's got another book out. I find this interesting only for one reason, is the response to the book. Now, I don't take anything Bob Woodward does. It's at this point, he's almost comical. But Corinne Jean-Pierre, when she's pressed, oh, baby, she's fantastic. I think this is the reporter from Real Clear Politics. And I forget his name. It escapes me right now. It's Jonathan something. So he got the opportunity to ask two questions. When this guy from Real Clear Politics asks her questions, they're always really good. That's why she barely ever calls on him. So he had two questions with regards to Woodward's book that make some very damning claims about Biden. They're trying to make this story about Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin. But you can't get anything from it. You can try, but you can't. I'll explain that in a minute because this exchange has everything to do with that. So again, Real Clear talking to Corinne Jean-Pierre about Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin. Corinne Jean-Pierre said this.
You're pretty consistent. You don't often speculate about hypotheticals, but today on more than one occasion, you've said that if it's true that former President Trump spoke with Vladimir Putin, then that's concerning.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, why is this administration willing to speculate about that in particular?
I said, if it's true.
Speculation.
It's speculation, but if it's true, because I knew, right? We all knew that you all will have questions about for us about the national security concerns, about our thoughts about this, and so if it is indeed true. Right, we're talking about President Putin here. We see what's happening in.
See the stumbling and bumbling when he's got her on the ropes, because she's doing a lot of speculation about this book when it comes to Donald Trump. If it's true, this is alarming. If this is true, it's alarming.
Ukraine, Russia's aggression in Ukraine. That's about democracy. That's about Ukrainians fighting for their freedom. And we've heard the former president say and lobby against the funding for Ukraine. So yeah, if it is true, it is indeed concerning because we're talking about our national security here. So we want it to be very, very clear. And so I'll leave it there.
Yeah, she's got a lot to say about Woodward's book when it comes to Donald Trump. If it's true, it would be alarming. If it's true, it would be alarming. So then, same reporter, ask about her boss, Joe Biden, same book, but this one about Merrick Garland. And listen to Corinne Jean-Pierre's reaction to that. Baffling, by the way.
Does President Biden regret making Merrick Garland his attorney general, as Mr. Woodward has reported?
Look, The reason I'm able to speculate, because that's a national security concern, I wanted to be very clear about that. But as I've stated many times before, there's going to be many books written about an administration. It's very much typical.
Oh, so now the book is bullcrap. Same book, lady. Same book. All of a sudden, it's like, people are going to write books, you know? When the book was writing about Donald Trump, it's like, yes, it's very concerning. It's very concerning that Donald Trump may have sent COVID tests to Vladimir Putin. Not as concerning, by the way, as sending billions of dollars to the mullahs in Iran, but it's very concerning. A COVID test? National security. Billions of dollars to the mullahs who fund terrorism across the globe. It's a Tuesday. Very concerning. Hey, is the president disappointed with Merrick Garland? Well, I really can't say. People write books, they write books. Can't believe everything you read. But let's get back to Donald Trump. Well, that you can believe. That's all this is. 860-522-WTIC. Lori is in Bristol. How are you, Lori?
Hi, Reese. First, I just want to tell you how much I love your show. I really look forward to hearing you every day. To answer your question about election night.
Yes.
Every 4 years, I take the day off after election day and night because I stay up all night.
Right.
This year, I took the whole week off.
Wait a minute, in 2020 or this past year?
No. This coming year, I've already put in to take time off.
No, you did
for
not.
The whole week.
You took the whole.
Yes, I did. Because I'm either going to be if she gets in, I'm going to be grieving the rest of the week. But if Trump gets in, I'm going to be celebrating. I figure.
I totally get it. You know what? In fact, it's funny because you'll probably be able to put it in as bereavement if she wins.
Oh my God. I'm telling you, this one's taking a lot out of us. It really is.
I'm not, you know what? How weird is that? Because you're so right about this. I thought 2008, because I look at 2008 as two elections. Believe it or not, the primary was in and of itself an election on its own because there was a lot of drama between Hillary and Barack. Mm-hmm. It was such a big, it was almost like a mini, I don't even think it was a mini election because we were talking about a primary that was separated by 8 and 9 million votes. And it came down to the wire. We thought we were going to have a contested DNC and a contested Democrat National Convention at that point. I thought that was heavy. But you're right. I think this one, if you'll agree with me, Lori, let me ask you this. Do you think this one is more media hype than than 2008 was? Do you think this one has more hype based on the media than the actual
I don't know the answer to
Okay.
that.
All right. No, it's just an opinion.
But if I can just say one last thing, if I can just appeal to the liberal women out there.
Sure.
I just want to say, in my humble opinion, if you love your beautiful little neighborhoods and you like your safe neighborhoods and all the things that you enjoy, believe me, if she gets in, it's all at risk. That's
right.
All I want to say. Please get informed on the facts. Please really do your research because this woman she doesn't even communicate normal.
No.
She does not give you policy. She does not give you facts. She talks in circles. And she said she's not going to do anything different than Biden.
Listen,
so,
Lori is making an appeal to all the Chardonnay soccer moms across the state and the country.
Yes, I am. Please, I beg of you. Please just get informed and realize what's at stake.
You got
it. Because everything's at stake.
You got it. Thank you
for taking my call.
My pleasure, Lori. Thank you for calling. Fred's in Middletown. How you doing, Sergeant? So are you the type of person that's going to watch the election fever, you're going to be in front of the television?
Well, no, I don't have access to any kind of screens, and I just use my phone for phone calling. I don't even go to the library anymore because you need your library card to log on, and mine had expired, and then they wanted ID to re-up it, and I was like, you don't know who I am? Who are you?
Wait, hold on now. Hold on, Fred. Are
Mhm.
you sitting up here telling me that you're off the grid with the exception of a cell phone?
A cell phone and a radio, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
And you don't feel like and you're not what they call a FOMO, like fear of missing out kind of guy.
I mean, I'm as subject to that as anyone, but not in this regard. In other words, I know there's a din out there that you can't possibly even take it all in. Here's one way that saved me. In 2016, I would log on to Facebook and I would see all the heads that exploded over Trump, and I would laugh. But then I noticed that when you look directly at him, he can make you angry. Like him going, "You're fired," for his Apprentice ad.
Yeah.
That made me angry. You know,
Really?
I never said you're fired to anyone in my life.
So there was a triggering mechanism that just made you walk away. So you got no social media. You got just your cell phone.
No, that didn't make me walk away. What I'm saying is that I was saved from, for example, being tempted to hate on Trump.
Oh, okay. I got you. Okay. I'm sorry I missed that.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I understand. Okay. So
because he represents like pure ego. And because you've got it, if you have any ego, you can take offense at him.
That's true. It's my wife likes to say, if you spot it, you got it. I totally get that though.
Right.
But yeah, I totally like that though. I appreciate you, sir. Like I said, maybe I should tone it down a little bit, but I can't. To be honest with you, I can't.
Well, no, and you shouldn't have to. You're in the business.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like Robert De Niro in Casino, following all the games.
Yeah.
About supporting she's in it to lose it. When SNL, which is totally like the man, when they goof on you, then that basically says you're fair game. And something that's come out of this that makes Trump look bad. We see DeSantis, we see Trump. If Trump really cared about the American people, he would have said, "That's my guy, Ron DeSantis," and we would have DeSantis for a candidate.
We would have DeSantis as a candidate. I get that the people who wanted DeSantis to be the candidate, but you know what Donald Trump didn't do, and I thought this was brilliant. One, he didn't make it about himself. Everything he did quietly, like, giving up his Hotel Doral to all of those linemen that needed help in Florida. He just did that quietly. He didn't stand out in front, put himself on Front Street. He was there in the beginning in North Carolina, and then he left. He didn't go back out there to use any of that opportunity or any of that credibility, so to speak, as a leader. He made the point and then walked away, even though there was barely any media coverage about it when he showed up. So he's let everybody who needs to shine in leadership, he let them do that.
Yeah, and God bless him, but let's just say he's no Ron DeSantis.
No, listen to me, Ron looks more presidential than he's ever looked, and he dealt with storms every year before then. But right now, I've never seen him look more presidential.
I think Joe or Rudy said it. He's like a 20-year military guy, JAG.
That's right.
There could be people bleeding, and he's going to jump up and know exactly what to do. He's like
he looks good. He looks good. He looks presidential, and I love the fact that he told FEMA that FEMA's not running the show. I'm the sheriff in town. I love that. That kind of gave me goosebumps because I said I like that. I like that kind of attitude. Thank you, Fred. I appreciate you. Let's get to my good friend Matt in Bristol. How are you, sir?
Hello, Mr. Hopkins. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm pretty good, sir.
So I just want to what was that thing you asked? What did you ask right before
whether or not you would actually sit in front of the television and watch the election returns like a game?
Oh, absolutely. Because my birthday's in November, and to me, that's that is my party.
Right. That's exactly. It's for me. Like I tell people, all of my friends laugh at me because I called the presidential election. For me, it's Super Bowl. For me, it's the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, it just is. And I watch this, I guess, with so much vigor than I do an actual Super Bowl game. Why? Because I usually don't have a team, because I root for the Jets, so I never really have a dog in that race, right? When the Super Bowl comes around, but when the presidential election comes around, more than likely I have a dog in it, So that's why it matters more.
they got rid of Salah, so you never know. Maybe we will have a dog in the
We're
race.
going nowhere. Let me tell you something. Don't you listen. I know you're a Jet fan, but let me bring you down. I'm going to bring you down to earth, okay?
Oh, don't do it. Don't
Listen
do
to me.
it.
Aaron Rodgers and his role right now is to make it to 8-8 and take his paycheck and go home. Just go away.
I know.
Just go away.
I know.
And let's just listen. Unfortunately, we're going to do. You know what JETS stands for? Just end the season. That's what it means.
It's funny. I made up a song for the Jets, and it was like an old McDonald's song, and it was something like, here a sack, there a sack, everywhere a sack.
Exactly. JETS is just end the season, and that's all I can say. And I'm so glad that Salah is gone. And, of course, they replaced him. What did Woody Johnson do? They replaced him with the defensive coordinator because Woody Johnson thinks that –
No. Are you serious?
Yes, they didn't – listen, offense scores points. You just got to do that. I got to take a break. I can't even talk about them. Literally, I get more angry at the Jets than I do with Kamala Harris. And they're my team. They're the team I root for. Oh, they frustrate me. I'm sweating now, as always. Right? Is there ever a moment where I'm not sweating on this thing, Mark Christopher, in the BPS Traffic Center?
I mean, Salah was good for anything. He was a defensive coach. Why
He
would
was
you replace him with
fantastic.
another defensive coach?
Again, exactly. You get rid of a defensive coach to bring back a defensive coach. We need an offensive coach that can that can actually work well with one of the greatest offensive quarterbacks in the game. Well, offensive is redundant, but the best quarterback in the league, bar none. First ballot Hall of Famer, without a doubt. You get somebody who can work with him.
The moody Aaron Rodgers. So you got to have somebody who can,
just
smooth
win,
over
baby.
his ego.
Just right.
Exactly.
Just win. That's all.
Just win, baby. There you go. There you go. Well, if you're heading into downtown Hartford right now, this traffic report is being brought to you by Alta. And if you're on the southbound side of I-91, look for slow traffic as you move into Hartford from exit 33 down to 32 A and B, and again 27 down to 28. Northbound 91's a little losing some speed as you move up on exit 21 at Cromwell. After that, good ride up into Windsor Locks. But we are seeing delays now in East Windsor because of the remains of a dump truck accident, 91 northbound between 47 E and W. The right and center lanes are blocked. Stay left. Delays back to 45 in East Windsor. Behind that, westbound 84 is tied at 56 Governor Street, the 45 Flatbush Avenue. 84 eastbound slowing 44 down into the tunnel. 291 through 84, that looks good east of the river. 2 eastbound's a good ride, Glastonbury and Marlboro. 9 northbound slowing 22 up to the Aragoni Bridge. 84 westbound in Middlebury, you've got some slow traffic now as you move between exit 16 and 15 in Southbury. 84 eastbound in Waterbury slowing 17 to 18. Westbound 84 in Waterbury also tied up from 26 to 22 as you head into the Mixmaster. 84 eastbound is slowing from just after 691 in New York State out to exit 5. In Danbury, again, delays from 9 in Newtown out to exit 11 in Newtown. Southbound Parkway, you're slowing 61 down to 60. 95 South New Haven, tight 48 down to 44 in New Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
Brought to you by Ulta Beauty.
We've brought the Emerald City to Ulta Beauty with wicked collaborations from REM Beauty by Ariana Grande, It Brushes for Ulta, and OPI. Hurry in, these fantabulous products won't last long. See Wicked November 22nd, only in theaters. Ulta Beauty, the possibilities are beautiful.
WTIC weather.
For the rest of the afternoon, it'll be mostly sunny, breezy, and cooler than we've been used to at the high of 61. Tonight, under clear skies, quite cool and bordering on chilly with the low of 41. Plenty of sunshine, a pleasant day to round out the week on Friday, the high of 69 with a bit of a breeze out of the west-northwest. Sunny and breezy Saturday, but a nice start to the weekend, the high moving up to 72. Then cloudy and cooler with an afternoon shower Sunday, the high dialed back to 64. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC news update.
Right back. Good afternoon, I'm John Silva. Now the cleanup begins. Hurricane Milton carved a destructive path across Florida. Dozens of tornadoes spawned by that storm. The roof of Tropicana Field, home of the Tampa Bay Rays of MLB, was ripped away. 3 million customers are without power. The deadly storm surge feared in Tampa didn't materialize, but areas still received more than 1.5 feet of rain. Recent spate of weather disasters has put a crimp in the blood supply. The Red Cross is urging those who can to give. The word going out also from the Connecticut Blood Center as well. More information on drives available at ctblood.org. Man is dead after a wrong-way crash Wednesday on I-95. 47-year-old Mark Palumbo's vehicle was struck by another as he traveled south near exit 65. The driver, coming in the wrong direction, that hit Palumbo was taken to Yale New Haven for treatment. 2 men are under arrest in Bristol, accused of operating a prostitution human trafficking operation under the guise of a spa. David Henderson and Vincent Whiteley are charged. Both men face multiple counts and are being held on bonds of $250,000 apiece. Palestinian medical officials say an Israeli strike on a school sheltering displaced people in the Gaza Strip has killed at least 27. The Israeli military says it targeted militants hiding in a school in the central city of Deir al-Balah. Company is recalling nearly 10 million pounds of meat and poultry made at an Oklahoma plant because products may be contaminated with listeria. Bruce Pack recalled the ready-to-eat products this week after the Agriculture Department detected listeria in foods during routine testing. The foods were made at the company's plant in Durant, Oklahoma between June 19th and October 8th. Wall Street, the Dow lost 57 points today. The Nasdaq down 9, S&P down 11 points. ALDS Game 4 tonight. The Yankees in Kansas City. They'll try to wrap things up. Bombers lead that series 2-1. NHL, Bruins at home to Montreal. Utah and the Isles skate on Long Island. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Men, here are some statistics about erectile dysfunction. First, half of men over age 50 have it, with even more of us affected as we get into our 60s and beyond. ED can also impact younger men, even in their 30s, which makes it one of the most pervasive conditions in medicine. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, and statistics are one thing, but it's the emotional toll on relationships and the impacts on a man's confidence and self-esteem that are the true tragedies of erectile dysfunction. This is why you need to get treated for your ED, but where you get treated is just as important as getting treated, because who you trust for your health care is critical. At Northeast Men's Health, men's sexual health is our focus. Our providers are experts in treating ED, and we offer the complete range of treatment options with protocols that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means you can get your sex life back. So call us. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or go to northeastmenshealth.com.
Paid for by government.com.
Whoa, a minute.
Recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s, and less than 50 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-888-201-7082, and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-888-201-7082. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-888-201.
Yeah, think I'm ready.
Thank you. To secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-888-201-7082.
You're listening to Reese on the Radio, filling in today for Todd Feinberg on WTIC News Talk 1080.
We got your phone calls coming up, so stick around for that. 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. We got the 5 o'clock focus coming up in just a little bit. I'll explain to you what that is. I was thinking about this because I saw this story that I thought was interesting and something that my life has sort of revolved around. New England is known for this, and I've never seen this anywhere else in New England, and that's large families. Large families. And I know it happens in some of these places like Utah, of course they do it. Washington State, Oregon, you see that a lot. Idaho, Wisconsin. They're always like these very mountainous places where you'll see large families. So when we get to the 5 o'clock focus, I want to ask a question. If you are, just stick around. You'll be interested in what it is, but I want to hear from some of you during that focus. Let me read a couple of the text messages, the chat room stuff. Joshua says, I heard Reese for the first time a couple of months ago But one that threw me off was when he was giving advice to the local BLM woman. I thought he was white. I got home and I got on here and I was like, damn, this makes sense now. Keep up the good work. Thank you. I appreciate that. That really, really works. Edith X says this, and I really like this idea. Edith says, why can't we have Election Day be a holiday and get rid of Columbus Day? Now, we don't have to get rid of anything. We can add a holiday. We don't have to get rid of Columbus Day. Let's just give us another holiday. I think Election Day should be a national holiday, and here's the reason. So, they complain about how people have to go to work, or they have to go out real early, or they have to wait late at night until after work and then stand on a long line. If you make it a national holiday and people don't have to work, boom, they can go whenever they want during the day and vote. Then we don't have to have mail-in voting. Just to do it that way. It just makes sense. That's the way I look at it. Let's get another check of the traffic with Mark Christopher in the BPS Traffic Center. You right? That makes sense, Mark, right? Just add it as a holiday. You could go any time of the day you want to vote.
Yeah, I'm going to jump off here.
Okay, I'm sorry. He's going somewhere else. Hey, are you there? Hey, Mark Christopher in the BPS Traffic Center. You would like a plan where you just go and, we have Election Day to be a national holiday, so you can vote any time of the day. You don't have to deal with work.
Yeah,
right?
why? Yeah, well, this should be done. I don't understand.
I don't know what's stopping
Why
them.
do we have to vote over like months and months and months? Why can't we just have everybody has the day off?
Right.
Nobody works, no matter unless you're like in an emergency
Essential.
situation.
Right.
Right. But everybody else should have the day off, and that's your day to vote, and you can go at a convenient time for you. There's no excuse. Oh, I can't make it today. This would just solve a lot of problems.
Exactly.
But
And it's so funny?
You know what, Reese?
Yes.
That makes too much sense.
Yeah,
There's too much
exactly.
common sense in it.
You have more people in Congress voting on daylight savings time instead of Election Day and screaming about a threat to the democracy. Really, daylight savings time we can figure out, but not Election Day?
And they also should move the Super Bowl from Sunday to Saturday.
I-
That would solve a lot of problems for Monday. when
Yeah, that's
people
true.
Can't function.
The least productive day of the year?
Of the year, yeah.
That's right.
I would say so. One of them, anyways. Well, yeah, just make it a national holiday. Make it a day for everybody to vote. What's the big, But
Yeah.
once again, too much common sense. So why am I surprised by that? If you're heading into Hartford right now, Reese, and you're on the southbound side of I-91, you got slow traffic 33 to 32, again 27 to 28. Northbound 91 moving well. Cromwell up into Windsor. Now, we do have some heavy delays, though, as you move east Windsor up into Enfield. The remains of a dump truck accident in Enfield 91 northbound between 47E and W. The right and center lanes are blocked. Stay to the left. Delays are back to 45 and East Windsor behind that. Now, if you are traveling westbound 84, delays 56 Governor Street out to 45 Flatbush Avenue, 84 eastbound slowing 44 Prospect Oakwood into the tunnel, 291 through 84 okay east of the river, 2 westbound slows exit 4 to the 84 west merge in East Hartford. If you're heading into Middletown, 9 northbound, you got delays 22 up to the Aragoni Bridge. Heading into Waterbury on the eastbound side of 84, delays 17 up to 18. Westbound 84 is slowing in Cheshire 26. And you're sluggish right up to the Mixmaster. Again, 84 westbound slowing 18 in Waterbury. And again, you'll see slow traffic as you move up on exit 16 in Southbury. If you are traveling 84 eastbound in Danbury, delays New York, Connecticut line to 5. Delays again, 84 eastbound from 8 out to 11 in Newtown. Southbound Parkway slowing 62 down to 60. And 95 South New Haven tight from 46 to 44. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
For the rest of today and tonight, it'll be clear skies for us overnight. The low down to 41. Some of us could see some of the northern lights. If you're going to be headed out, make sure you bundle up. It is going to be quite chilly tonight. Then plenty of sunshine for Friday. A pleasant day to round out the work and school week. The high of 69. Saturday, sunny, breezy. Nice start to the weekend. The high up to 72. Now cloudy and cooler Sunday with an afternoon shower around. So Saturday does look like the better of the 2 weekend days. The high Sunday of 64. Now Monday, a passing shower in the morning. Probably want to take your umbrellas just in case. Otherwise, breezy with a mix of clouds and sun. That high 63 going to feel pretty cool with that west wind cranking along at 10 to 20 miles an hour. So you probably want a light jacket too. Partly sunny, cooler as we head toward the middle of the week as well. 57 for Tuesday and Wednesday, the high of 56. Currently, it is 61 in Meriden, 57 in Mansfield, 59 in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
Odyssey and Hartford Healthcare Cancer Institute support Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Help underserved women get free mobile mammograms. For every $150 donated, one woman receives this vital screening. Donate today at lightthemonthpink.org.
Longing for thick, healthy, gorgeous hair? Say goodbye to shedding thin and dull hair and hello to thick, healthy hair with Hair Volume from New Nordic. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com.
Be warned that once you pick up a refreshingly cold drink from McDonald's and people see just how refreshingly cold that drink from McDonald's is, you may create drink envy. Because there are drinks, then there are drinks from McDonald's.
Turn heads with your favorite soft drinks, like Coca-Cola Zero, Sprite, or Fanta Orange. Any size for only $1.29. Price and participation may vary, cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Feel like everything's clouded by doubt? Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com. Our psychics are available to talk 24/7, and we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com. And remember,
only you can prevent wildfire.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council. Babes.
30 seconds.
What?
Got it.
I'm just mowing the lawn. No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this? Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
It is your girl, Cammie. And I want you to know that when I listen to the radio, okay, I listen to Reese on the radio.
You're back. Reese on the Radio, NewsTalk 1080 WTIC. Let's go right to the phones. And our friend, our paisano, none other than Frank in Woodbridge. I haven't talked to this guy in a long time. Hey, Frankie.
How you doing?
How you doing?
I got a question.
What do you got, buddy?
We know the insurance in Florida is going to go through the roof now.
Oh, without a doubt. Well, you know what? Listen, it may go through the roof, but I think it'll be moderate. I don't think we're going to see any price gouging. I think, listen, Ron DeSantis has garnered a lot of, I'd say, favor for the fact that there's so many people moving to the state. I did see some reports that some people have ridden out so many storms that they want to leave. So he's got to curb that with policy. He's got to keep that place attractive.
All right, I was watching CNN, and this guy was on his way home, and a missile blew up his house. It's on fire. What type of insurance do you have over there in Israel if a missile hits your home?
You don't.
You get.
Oh,
is
you
there
know what?
actually an insurance policy for that?
You know what? It's so funny you're talking about the guy who was at the house when the bomb in Haifa hit, right?
Right.
It was the missile that hit Haifa. Yeah, I saw that. And the first thing, and the guy, do you know the craziest part about that? Folks, if you really want to talk about resilience, you've got to see the video on Fox News. And the guy was Arab. That's the crazy part. He's in Haifa. He's Arab. His house, the bomb hit right outside his apartment building. He's outside talking about this in such a calm way. He's like, yeah, I looked outside and I saw the missile that hit outside. It's like, yeah, it's not safe right now. We just got to, we're going to have to find a hotel. Maybe we'll get back tomorrow. So I'm sitting up here going, I was in my apartment in Queens when we got that last earthquake that went all the way down Virginia. It was only a 4 on the Richter. I was scared to death. I didn't even want to go back in the apartment. This guy gets a bomb outside. He's like,
for that?
no, you can't get insurance for that.
Oh, God. How about your business? You got a multi-million-dollar business. You're going away
Well,
the weekend, and the whole thing blows up. Everything
that you can get insurance for. If not, the government will they'll probably help you out. They've probably got something they could subsidize you for that matter.
Tell you, don't you get the feeling as soon as Israel hits Iran, all hell's going to break out over there?
You know what? I don't think so. I really don't. It sounds crazy, but I think that a lot of people in the region. Here's something that people fail to recognize about Iran, or at least the region itself. Saudi Arabia, Qatar, even in some cases. There are people in the Arab nation that know that Iran has got their foot on their necks. And if they were to get they were to become a nuclear power, forget about it. They would be at the behest of Iran. They couldn't have another relationship with the United States or anyone else in the Western world if Iran becomes a nuclear power. So if Israel were to take them out or take out their nuclear arsenal in any way, or at least their nuclear facilities, many of them would sigh relief out of that. And many other people would, look, we wouldn't have the Abraham Accords if there weren't Arab nations that are willing to work with Israel. They would be happy if they were to knock Iran.
If you were living next door to a group of people that are very wealthy and you're very poor, wouldn't you want to find out how they became wealthy, do business, and make money?
No, you have to. I said this. I remember explaining this to someone who didn't understand the.
Why would you want to kill people? I want a piece of that action.
No, they don't know because they don't see it. They don't see it that way. The way in which they're used, the proxy in which they're used for is they're reminded every day by radical fundamentalists that their whole existence in Gaza is to kill Jews. And people say, that's not true. You're not paying attention. You've either never been in Gaza, and you've obviously never been to their grade schools. I can show you hundreds of videos where young children with their mothers are saying that the life of their child is to be a martyr for Allah, okay, in that region. That's not conjecture. That's not hyperbole. That is their own videos. And guess what? 60 Minutes has got videos of it. 60 Minutes has videos of it, as does every other network.
Reese, there's only one thing in life I honestly hated. This is the truth. You know what it is? You know what it was? Being poor.
But that's what they're using their poverty for. Listen, I'll give you another example. In fact, you can relate to this wholeheartedly, Frank. It's exactly what the Democrat Party does to the African American and the Latino community right here in the United States. It uses their poverty as a cudgel to go against rich whites. The reason why you're poor is because rich whitey is keeping you poor. I have people who say to me every day that the reason why such and such is rich is because they steal from the poor. I'm like, how do I rob a poor person? Of what? He has nothing.
What's going on is the government steals from the poor and the middle class, and they get wealth. There is nothing right now. There's nothing stopping a black man in America become wealthy except one thing.
Listen, and that's the same case it's the same case for Arabs in Gaza, because again, a perfect example of that are the thousands, if not close to 1 million people who live in Israel, in Haifa, in Tel Aviv, everywhere, who live in that region, who work in that region, who are part of that ecosystem, who make money for themselves, who are surviving, and in fact, thank the Jewish people for giving them the opportunity to prosper. So I laugh at that all the time.
Thing, before I go, you know what's going to happen now when I get off the phone?
Yeah.
People are going to say, Frank, who is white and who's black, you or Reese?
I swear to God, Frank.
I tell them you're the white guy, the real white guy. I'm the real black guy.
Listen to me, I've been black for at least 35, 45 minutes. That's what it is. I was raised in the wild by whites. That's my argument. Keith, what's going on, sir? Welcome to the chat room. Haven't seen you in a bit, sir. Welcome back. Yeah, I hear people talk about this stuff in, in Gaza, in that area. When people bring that stuff up, I immediately get upset. Do I have that clip? This is, if you missed it yesterday, the beginning of the show, this is that guy running against, gosh, why am I forgetting his name now? The Prime Minister of Canada. Trudeau. Justin Trudeau. Fidel Castro's boy. Pierre Poilievre, I think that's how you pronounce his name. But this is him being asked by a reporter in Canada about Israel attacking Iran's nukes. It's a great piece.
Yesterday, you said that you endorse Israel proactively defending itself by hitting Iran's nuclear sites, which is something that President Joe Biden does not endorse. Do you not feel like this could lead to a likelihood of an all-out conventional war between Iran and Israel? And not agree with Joe Biden and his assessment?
And do you not agree with Joe Biden and his assessment? Isn't Joe Biden right because it's Joe Biden?
I think the idea of allowing a genocidal, theocratic, unstable dictatorship that is desperate to avoid being overthrown by its own people to develop nuclear weapons is about the most dangerous and irresponsible thing that the world could ever allow. And if Israel were to stop that genocidal, theocratic, unstable government from acquiring nuclear weapons, it would be a gift by the Jewish state to humanity.
Brilliantly said. Brilliantly said. And again, I don't understand what I'm saying. Is that the Apple guy? I don't. Yes, that Rama. Yes, he is the Apple guy. What Rama is referring to, there's this reporter who's talking to Pierre Poilievre, and he's asking him about his populist stance. They're saying that you have a very populist stance. Many people say that you're taking a page from Donald Trump, and he goes, "Who are these people?" And he goes, "Well, people would say." It's like, no. Who are the people who would say this? And the reporter's like, well, people said, no. You said people say, who are the people? And, of course, the reporter can't answer that. So he was, let me just move on. He goes, what are you moving on for? You said people would say, tell me who those people are. And they can't. It's just it's a stupid buzz. But, I love the fact that he kicks the media right in the butt. And I love that they get it sucks that we have to laugh or we have to root for people to beat up on media. It sucks that we've gotten to that place. But you know what? It's an unforced error. It's all on them. It's all on them. Other people in the chat room agreeing with Mark Christopher saying, give everybody Monday off after Super Bowl Sunday. I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. The Super Bowl is over relatively early. It's over at like 10 o'clock. What people want a day off from is how much they imbibed during the Super Bowl. You just can't overdo it. A lot of people, if you go to a Super Bowl party and you have a few beers, what do you do afterwards? You end up having to drive home. Just party responsibly. That's all. Let's take this call. Chris is in Berlin. How you doing, Chris?
Responsibly is no fun.
I know it's no fun, but come on. The game is over roughly at about 10:30.
Yeah, but the drinking isn't over.
No, that's never over. You're 100% right about that. What do you got for me, Chris?
What I was going to say is I agree with Frank. The house insurance is going to go through the roof.
You think that's the case in Florida?
I was talking to a neighbor earlier this year, and they were hyping up, it's going to be a bad hurricane season this year.
Uh-huh.
Her friend who lives in Florida on what they call it, the Intercoastal Waterway.
Yeah.
That's where she lives on that, not even on the ocean. And her insurance went to $25,000 a year.
Holy moly.
Yeah. And just on the news, just before, now after Helene, before Milton, they were saying there's going to be so many companies that are going to drop out of Florida. And the companies that are going to remain are going to jack Florida people way up. Even they're high now.
Yeah.
And all of us are going to share the wealth. They're going to raise all our insurance.
Yeah, is that right? Now pass the savings on to all of us, aren't they, Chris?
Yep. Yeah.
Thank you, dear. I really appreciate you. I love hearing your voice. That's probably from all the years of smoking, but I'm not going to lie. It sounds good on you. I love your Catherine Hepburn. Not Catherine Hepburn. What's her name? What's the other one's name from Romancing the Stone? What was it with?
Oh yeah, I could picture her.
Oh, her name is coming to me, but I'm escaping me. Somebody's going to tell me in the chat room. Thank you, Chris. Who is Reggie? Thank you. Reggie is in Hartford. What's going on, Reggie?
Not much. Listen, before the news break, had a woman talking about
Reggie,
policies.
Reggie, come closer to the microphone. Whatever's happening, you got a lot of muffling.
Yeah, I'm outside.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Might be a little bit more of that.
No problem.
All right. So somebody said something about Kamala's policies. Am I correct?
No, we didn't talk
before
about
the
Kamala's policy, but we know she doesn't have any. But do you have word on a policy by Kamala Harris? Perhaps you can enlighten us.
Well, actually, I was thinking about what she said about the child tax credit, the $50,000 to start businesses, strengthening the Affordable Care Act. She listed a lot of them.
Well, you
But
know
the
what,
thing that
Reggie?
I
I don't.
haven't heard- Let me finish, please.
Well, Reggie, what I'm trying to tell you is that I don't want you. No, I don't want to cut you off. Hold on. I don't want to cut you off. We're coming close to a commercial break. What I would like to do is to keep you on so I can get your testimony on Kamala Harris. I'd like to give you fair due. It's very rare that I get people in the African-American community who support Kamala Harris on the show, and I'd like to take full advantage of this opportunity if I could.
All right.
Thank you. Hold
All
on.
right, as long as the connection doesn't drop.
Okay, well, we're going to get your phone number right now to make sure it does. And when we get to the top of the hour, I promise you we're going to give you your just due. Try to see if you can get someplace without the outside noise, because I want you to give you your just due, because you'll be enlightening the rest of us on Kamala Harris, because some of us don't believe she has any policy, but I'd like to hear it.
Okay.
All right, so put him on hold, Roland, so that we can get to him. Kathleen Turner, thank you. I don't know why I couldn't remember her name. I love that voice. She talked very deep like this. Let's get to the BBS Traffic Center with Mark Christopher. Mark, did you ever watch that series, those movies, Romancing the Stone?
No.
No?
No.
Danny DeVito Danny DeVito was the third cast member in that, but it's Kathleen Turner, Michael Douglas, and Danny DeVito. I loved those movies when I was a kid. They were great. They were very Indiana Jones-esque, but a little more like romantic comedy. They were great.
I did watch Taxi.
Why did you Kathleen Turner wasn't in that.
Yeah, but...
Oh, Danny DeVito. Yeah, okay,
Danny
fine.
DeVito was.
Yes, okay. I'll admit, fine. Okay, I'm talking about Kathleen Turner. He's talking about Danny DeVito. All right, I'm out of here.
All right, we'll see you in a couple of minutes. Reese, if you're southbound 91 coming into Hartford, delays 34 down to 32 A and B, and again 27 down to 28. If you're traveling northbound 91,
Roland, please don't lose him. I want
up into Windsor, although you're going to see delays now in East Windsor from 45 in East Windsor up to exit 47 E and W. In Enfield, we have the remains of a dump truck accident up there, and that right now is taking out the right and center lane, so stay to the left there. A lot of folks jumping onto Route 5 North also. That is heavy as you move East Windsor into the Enfield area. Now, if you're on the westbound side of 84 in Hartford, that's slowing, approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. 84 eastbound delays, half mile before 46th Avenue into the tunnel. 291 eastbound slowing I-91 over to the Bissell Bridge. 2 eastbound, some tight traffic coming off of I-84 out to 5C in East Hartford. If you are traveling 9 northbound into Middletown, delays 22 to the Aragoni Bridge. 91 southbound delays 19 to 17 in Meriden. Westbound 84 slowing in Cheshire. It's sluggish from 26 up to 22 in Waterbury. 84 eastbound slowing 17 to 18. 84 eastbound Danbury tight. New York, Connecticut line to 5. And again from 8 in Danbury out to exit 11 in Newtown. Southbound Parkway slowing from 61 down to 60 in Hamden, and 95 southbound delays 46 to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
Traffic brought to you by Cape Cod Fence, more than just fences.
Cape Cod Fence Company in Canton has been Connecticut's premier fencing contractor since 1956. Quality craftsmanship, products that last for years, and the local team known for expert installation. Check us out at CapeCodFence.com. Cape Cod Fence Company.
WTIC weather. For the rest of the afternoon, it'll be mostly sunny, breezy, and cooler than we've been used to at the high of 61. Tonight, under clear skies, quite cool and bordering on chilly with the low of 41. Plenty of sunshine, a pleasant day to round out the week on Friday, the high of 69 with a bit of a breeze out of the west-northwest. Sunny and breezy Saturday, but a nice start to the weekend, the high moving up to 72. Then cloudy and cooler with an afternoon shower Sunday, the high dialed back to 64. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
WTIC is 99 and throwing a year-long celebration to 100 years on the air. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
5 o'clock, good afternoon. I'm John Silva. WTIC 1080 News. A clearer picture is coming into focus of the damage wrought by Hurricane Milton. It made landfall in Siesta Key, Florida last night. Trees and houses have been destroyed, some roadways washed away. Reporter Steve Monteiro is in Orange City, that's northeast of Orlando.
There has never been a lake here. There has never been a river here. This was solid ground and solid roadway, and it has been completely washed out.
Many states are mobilizing to assist emergency crews, and that includes California.
Governor Gavin Newsom has increased the state's deployment of first responders to Florida, now sending over 350 members of urban search and rescue teams. Retired Menlo Park Fire Chief Harold Chappell-Holman says the emergency responders are both firefighters and civilians.
We have doctors, structural engineers, we have heavy equipment operators, riggers, we have dog handlers, so it's a broad range. And all of those people are very highly trained.
That training includes structural collapse and swift water rescues. Matt Bigler for CBS News, San Francisco.
Many Florida residents with ties to Connecticut are dealing with the aftermath of Milton. Ryan Lance grew up in Newington, lived in Cromwell, now resides in Port St. Lucie. He says he's out of power, his home sustained minor damage, and says the winds from Milton were ferocious.
I did put all new hurricane windows in my house last year, thank God. But I was more concerned that the roof would get ripped off of my house just because the winds were so strong. The house was like vibrating last night at 2 a.m. You could like feel the house shaking with the gusts of wind that we were getting.
An audio there from WFSB saying there's a shortage of available blood in areas hit by recent natural disasters. The Connecticut Blood Center is putting out an urgent call for donors. John DeCasanova of the Blood Center says states like Florida and North Carolina need blood from other states like Connecticut.
Unfortunately, for those regions of the U.S., you end up having a circumstance in which they can't run blood drives.
He says your donation can also shore up local supplies. Find out how to donate by going to ctblood.org. Police in Bristol have arrested 2 men in connection with an alleged human trafficking and prostitution operation. Details from WTIC's Morgan Cunningham.
Police say it was back in January of this year when they started to investigate reports concerning the business Aqua After Dark in the 1230 block of Farmington Avenue in Bristol. An investigation with undercover operations determined that 63-year-old David Henderson and 64-year-old Vincent Whiteley allegedly ran that business. Police are now charging both Henderson and Whiteley with conspiracy at trafficking in persons and second-degree conspiracy at promoting prostitution, among other charges. Both men are being held on a $250,000 bond each. Connecticut State Police and their statewide organized crime investigative task force unit assisted in the investigation. No other details are available at this time. Morgan Cunningham, WTIC 1080 News.
Mixed reviews on the health of Long Island Sound. Save the Sound is out with its report card on nitrogen pollution, which squeezes out oxygen. Director of Water Quality for Save the Sound, Peter Linderoth, says the outlook for the Sound's open waters is good. 98% earned a B grade or better.
I think the biggest take home with the open waters is that the Western Sound is seeing statistically significant improvements in many areas of the grades, and that's a pretty clear signal that nitrogen pollution reduction efforts in respect to the open waters are working.
Some good news when it comes to our money, but as correspondent Jolene Kent reports, there is a caveat.
Overall, inflation is easing, with prices up 2.4% year over year, the lowest increase since February of 2021. But many Americans say they're not feeling it.
I like to get the most out of my money because I work hard for it.
Ivy Lewis says she's scaled back on eating out. Restaurant prices exploded during the pandemic, and now they're up 3.9% over the last year.
And on Wall Street, the Dow was down 57 points. The NASDAQ gave back 9, S&P off 11 points. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Take a moment and think of one thing you really wanted to do recently.
Hold on a minute.
Because your foot, leg, or back pain got in the way. Hi, this is Mike with the Good Feet Store. Well, you're not alone. We hear it all the time. Folks are fed up with living with pain that's keeping them from doing what they love, and they look to us at the Good Feet Store for a solution. And that's why we're here, to help get you back out there. Good Feet arch supports, which you can only get at the Good Feet Store, are designed to alleviate and even eliminate foot, knee, hip, and back pain. Plus, they provide improved balance, more comfort, and, well, just a better life. We'd like to help you turn your pain into possibilities with a free fitting at the Good Feet Store. You'll be personally fit by an arch support specialist, and you'll get to walk around and see how Good Feet arch supports feel Then you can decide if they're right for you.
And 10 come right in.
Has been
Thank
helping
you.
people get back to doing the things they love without their feet getting in the way. Stop in today at the Good Feet store in Avon, across from Whole Foods, or visit goodfeet.com.
You're listening to Reese on the Radio, filling in today for Todd Feinberg on WTIC News Talk 1080.
It's the 5 o'clock focus.
It's the 5 o'clock focus.
I'm focused, man.
5 o'clock focus coming up, folks. New England, and like many regions across the country, but it's usually coastal, like in sort of places like Vermont, New Hampshire, places like that. I've noticed that many families back in the day, even my generation, had plenty of kids, right? Some people grew up with families of 5 or more kids. I know one woman who lives in New Hampshire. She was one of 13 children. I mean, one of 12, actually. One of 12 children. I noticed that was a lot growing up. Many people, even before my generation, that used to be the thing. Later on, we started seeing families with just one kid. And I always felt bad for the kid who grew up with no siblings. I had 4 siblings, so my mom had 5 kids. We grew up together. It wasn't always great. But my question in the 5 o'clock focus is, which do you think is better? Now, of course, if you grew up in a large family, you can't speak for the one child, who's alone by himself. But which do you think that your family or your childhood would have been better with less children versus more? Or having more children, or having older siblings, or you being somewhere in the middle? Were those things beneficial to you in navigating your life? If you're a single kid, or if you grew up with multiple family members or kids, which did you think was better in your upbringing? Yes, I know you're speaking for yourself. You can't speak for others. But let me know. 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. Mark Christopher's in the BPS Traffic Center. Before we get to traffic, Mark, a lot of siblings or very few?
I have 3.
Okay, so you grew up with 3. You grew up, one of 3 or one of 4?
One of 4. One of 4. I was
Okay,
the
one of 4.
oldest, yeah.
That's relatively large. Would you say that you benefited from having more siblings than having less?
No.
No, you would have rather have been an only child or just less children?
Well, it was a lot of competition for the television. There was only one television in the house.
Right.
And then, of course, if there wasn't a show that my sisters wanted to watch, they would get me in trouble.
Oh,
They
you
would
grew
say
up
I
with
did something.
sisters.
I had 2 sisters, and I have 2 sisters and a brother. But, they would make up stuff that I did wrong, and I would get in trouble, and I would lose the TV so they could watch their shows.
Yeah, I grew up with 2 sisters, too. I will admit I would have rather just grown up with my brothers. Because my sister was into Menudo.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah, it was just awful. I just wanted to know. That's the 5 o'clock focus today. So I'm just asking you because I always do.
Reese, if you are heading toward Hartford right now, things are slow on the southbound side of I-91. You're looking at delays from exit 34 down to 32 A and B, and again, some slow traffic down by exit 28 on the Hartford-Wethersfield line. Another bump 19 to 17 in Meriden. Northbound side of 91 moves well. Cromwell up into Windsor. We do have delays, though, up in East Windsor because of the remains of a dump truck accident. 91 northbound in Enfield at 47 E and W. The right and center lanes are blocked. Stay left. Delays are approaching exit 45 and East Windsor behind that. Westbound 84 tied up 56 Governor Street out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. 84 eastbound slows a half mile before 46 Sisson Avenue down into the tunnel. 291 eastbound's a little slow. I-91 over to the Bissell Bridge. 2 eastbound's running a little tight from 5A to 5C in East Hartford. Now, if you are traveling in toward the Middletown area, 9 northbound, you've got delays 22 to the Aragoni Bridge. 84 eastbound in Waterbury slowing by 18. 84 westbound is running slow from 26 to 22 in Waterbury. Eastbound side of 84, Danbury slowing near Connecticut line to 5. 84 eastbound again tight 8 from 8 in Danbury out to exit 11 in Newtown. Southbound Parkway, you've got slow traffic 61 to 60 in Hamden. 91 southbound delays from 4 in toward the 95 interchange, and 95 southbound New Haven tight 46 down to 44. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC.
It'll be clear throughout the evening and overnight tonight. Some of us may be able to see some of the northern lights, but bundle up if you're headed out. Low of 42 for us, so a bit chilly overnight. Plenty of sunshine for Friday. Beautiful day to round out the work and school week. The high 69, a bit of a breeze out of the west-northwest. Saturday, sunny, breezy, nice start to the weekend. The high up to 72. The nicer of the 2 weekend days, as Sunday will be cloudy and cooler with an afternoon shower. The high of 64. Monday, passing shower in the morning. It'll be quite breezy with a mix of clouds and sun. That high 63, going to feel very cool with that strong wind of 10 to 20 miles an hour going on during the day on Wednesday. Partly sunny and cooler, but less windy on Tuesday with a high of 57. Currently, it is 57 in Mansfield. It's 58 in Bristol, 57 in Hartford. And I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
Hi, this is Eric Hogarth. Money wisdom. Different generations. Did your parents have it easier in retirement than you or harder? It's definitely a heck of a lot different. Tune in this Saturday at 8:30 right here on TIC NewsTalk 1080.
Experience relief from oral inflammation and infection at Columbia Dental. Led by Dr. Mohammadi, our practice operates 7 days a week with extended hours, dedicated to restoring peace and comfort to your smile. Visit columbiadental.com.
Start your day with all the latest sports information. Matt Soroyce has updates from the Cordell and Cordell Sports Desk at 15 and 45 past every hour. Only on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or diabetes, you're at higher risk of being hospitalized from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Imagine your team always looking and feeling their best in high-performance technical workwear. Cintas can make it happen. They have garments for almost every job imaginable. And with the Cintas Workwear program, you get freshly laundered garments delivered every week for everyone on your team. Great garments without the bother of laundry. That's a real perk for employees. Find out how Cintas can boost team image and morale. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
1 minute.
In hot water, mister.
What'd I do?
I told you months ago our utility bills were getting higher because of that old outdated tank water heater.
Maybe it's time we finally switch to a Navien tankless.
Learn about Navient's high-efficiency tankless water heaters, endless hot water, all while helping you save on your energy costs.
Hey, look at this. Our utility bill is lower since we got the Navien tankless water heater.
Who's in hot water now?
We are, all the time.
Learn more at tanklessmadesimple.com.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody...
Yeah, didn't come ready.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
It's the 5 o'clock focus.
It's the 5 o'clock focus.
I'm focused, man. All right, getting into the 5 o'clock focus in a second, but we still have Reggie on the line. Do we still have him there? Reggie?
Yeah, I'm
Hey,
still here.
all right, beautiful, Reggie. Thank you. Much appreciated. Now,
you're welcome.
you ended the last hour saying that Kamala Harris has a couple of good plans that you like. And you said she's got considerable plans. In fact, two things that you brought up was the tax credit for children and the small business tax credit for $50,000. Now, I don't want to deem you naive, but I'd like to ask you, how does one, if I'm starting a business, get the $50,000 tax credit according to Kamala Harris?
Okay, so I can tell you right now, I did not research that yet, but I will. However, my question was going to be, what policies has Donald Trump put forth?
The same ones that he pretty much not only ran on, but actually executed as president of the United States. He wishes to lower inflation, lowering inflation, tax credits. I mean, tax breaks, I should say, for middle class Americans.
1%.
I'm sorry.
He didn't do that last time.
No. Hold on. I am definitely
Mm-hmm.
not a wealthy individual, but Donald Trump's.
As am I.
Okay, Donald Trump's tax breaks garnered me over $6,500 as I worked as a manager for U-Haul in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I was at the time making about $51,900. Would you consider me A wealthy 1%er?
No.
Okay. So I saw
No,
that.
I was
I saw that increase into my pay of over $6,500. Now, instead of making this about Donald Trump, we're talking about the candidate that you wish to support. That's Kamala Harris. The $50,000 tax credit. Let me just help you because you said you didn't research it. So let me give you what the research is. The $50,000 tax credit is not a check for $50,000. Here, start your business. You start your business, and then when you file taxes, you get $50,000 from the federal government. It's sort of a bait and switch. You tell some people who don't know any better, we're giving you a tax credit. In essence, you're giving the impression that someone's going to get $50,000 for starting a business. You'll fill out the paperwork and say, hey, I'm starting a business. Where's my check? And you'll go, no. You file your taxes as the first time you're filing taxes as a new business, and then they give you a $50,000 tax credit. But remember, that eventually is going to come with some caveats when you file your taxes because certain things you're going to have to jump through. As all loopholes go when you file your taxes, you may not be eligible based upon the business that you started. But they don't tell you that. She just uses the lump sum of $50,000. That's the draw. That's how they get you. They bring you in with the $50,000. Now, let's talk about some of the other policies that Kamala Harris has talked about. Kamala Harris says that she wants to have an opportunity economy. Now, an opportunity economy only means one thing. That means that the people who have not been able to benefit from capitalism in this country, she is going to help to make sure that they have the opportunity to gain wealth. Now, that's not capitalism that she claims that she's a part of. That's called socialism because the federal government will pick winners and losers. Now, Reggie, I'm going to ask you, are you a person who believes that the federal government should have a hand in who wins and who loses in the private industry?
That's a longer answer than I'm willing to give right now because, like I said, there are some things that I haven't researched yet.
Okay,
But,
all right, that's fine. You don't
however,
have to answer them. These are important. Listen, these are her plans because, again, I know the candidate. It's my job to know. I don't come on the air and I just go, I hate Kamala and don't know. I actually come in here well prepared. So when I hate her, it's called objective hating. I come in here knowing the opponent before I talk about them. So let's talk about some other things that you may like about Kamala Harris. You believe that she will be stronger on the southern border than Donald Trump. I'm assuming you believe that because that's what she said, right?
I'm assuming, okay, let's go with that then.
Okay, well, no. Let's say that she is stronger on the southern border. What does she plan to do with the 22 million that are already here? Do you know?
No, but I do know that.
Wouldn't that be, wait. Wouldn't that be important, Reggie? Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, that's important, yeah.
Of course
Okay,
it's
go ahead,
important
continue, please.
because those people who are here, who got here illegally through her administration, there'd have to be something that be done with them. And Kamala Harris wishes to do what with them? I'll tell you. Give them blanket amnesty because Kamala Harris has told that there's no such thing as an illegal and they need a pathway to citizenship, right?
People do need a pathway to citizenship. Those who are at the border and want to come in.
Okay, now
I get that.
I like the
All
fact
right,
that you
so
said that.
Continue on with your question.
I agree with you that people do deserve a pathway to citizenship. And guess what, Reggie? We have one. Here's my proof. Legally in this country, we take in about 1 million people a year legally. 1 million people a year through the legal process. In fact, out of over 190 countries, America takes in more people per year than every 190 countries combined each year through the legal pathway of citizenship. So you said people need one. We already have one. Is your problem with the fact that people have to spend tens of thousands of dollars to get it? Or do you think that they should be able to come in for free?
Okay, so Senator Mayorkas put the bill on did not get his bill put on the floor of the Senate so that can be voted on, because that's what Mike Johnson didn't want to do. It was the strictest border plan that Republican Party did not vote for because Donald Trump said no.
Right. Okay. So,
But this
okay.
is
I love
far-
that.
this
I
is
love that
far
debate.
from the- Okay, go ahead.
I love that
Go
debate.
ahead.
So you believe you're
Mhm.
talking about the bill that was brought to the House, brought to the Senate by Senator Langford, a Republican.
Right,
And
yeah.
Secretary Mayorkas, of course, approved it,
Mhm.
and Mike Johnson stopped it
Mhm.
because Kamala Harris says that Donald Trump called his friends and said, "Don't pass the bill."
It just wasn't Kamala Harris. It was a lot of other people.
Okay.
That had said it.
You're right. Did the bill stop? Did the bill stop border crossings?
The bill didn't stop border crossing because of the fact
No.
that it wasn't-
Did
it
the
wasn't
bill
signed
in
into
the
law.
bill? Maybe I'm asking. Let me articulate it correctly. Did the bill have in it a stoppage of border crossings? In other words, this bill that everyone is touting about, it, Kamala Harris.
It would have returned everybody that crossed the border back to the place of origin.
Absolutely not. In fact, here's the problem with the bill, and this is the reason why nobody signed onto it. And Langford can be your reason for saying that it was a good bill because apparently he's a good Republican. The bill allowed 8,500 people to cross per day. Now, Reggie, I'm going to ask you, I don't know whether or not you graduated from college, but is 85,000 the same as 0 border crossings? No. 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 You don't know. But remember, 8,500 people would be allowed to cross per day. And guess what? It didn't stop there. They could raise it at any time if there's a flood of the border. So the objective was and guess what? Kamala Harris and Joe Biden could have cut the border, shut the border down, if they just kept Donald Trump's border policies in place, all of his executive orders. They wanted the floodgates open because on day one, and you can look this up yourself, Reggie, on day one, Joe Biden removed all of those stay in Mexico, removed. He allowed people to rush through. In fact, if you look at that interview that, what was the name, that 60 Minutes did with Kamala Harris, he asked her 3 times. You got rid of the policies of the Trump administration, and they quadrupled the number of people coming through, and they waited until 3 years later, after all of those people came through, to then start talking about Senator Langford's bill. They could have kept Donald Trump's policies in place, but they got rid of them because Kamala Harris in 2020 said that there's no such thing as illegals and illegal border crossings. We have to find a pathway to citizenship. She did not believe that those people did not deserve to be in the country. So all of this nonsense about Kamala Harris and her policies as they were, they all have holes in them, and they're all platitudes to do things like give you cash that isn't there and to allow people into the country who don't deserve to. She doesn't have a plan. In fact, you can also go to her interviews, and she says, when asked, is there anything that Joe Biden did that she would do differently? She was asked on The View, and she said there isn't a thing that she could think of. And just to make sure that I am not telling you what Kamala Harris said, I want you, in fact, to hold on for 2 seconds because I have Kamala Harris's own words. Where's my view? The view. I know I have it because it was here just yesterday. This was her talking about that with each and every one of those women, those harpies on The View, saying that she would. Here it is. Sorry, I have it right here. Oh, no, I don't. That's not it. Darn it, I can't even find it. I wish I was prepared for this because you know for a fact that she said it. Oh, you know what? I'll go one step further. Let's go this way. Here it is. Here's Kristen Anderson on CNN talking about Kamala's answer about difference between her and Joe Biden because everyone is talking about this.
I agree with you that I was surprised she didn't have a better answer because it's an obvious question. It is one of the central questions of this campaign right now. If voters are frustrated with the status quo, what would be different? And it's also a little baffling because she does have a good answer. You could very easily say, look, I don't want to be in the business of bashing the guy with whom I've served for the last 4 years, but clearly there are some things I do differently because I've proposed some policies that would be new under my administration. And she could immediately pivot to things like home buyer tax credit and so on and so forth.
She does have a list.
She does have some things. And so it is just wild to me that she wasn't more prepared. And this really speaks to the peril of having been, I think, kind of sheltered in the campaign for the last couple of weeks and now suddenly doing this big media blitz. Is you're going to see a little, I don't think this will be the only stumble we see before election.
Oh, and how about this one? Here's Kamala right out of her own mouth.
What do you think would be the biggest specific difference between your presidency and a Biden presidency?
Well, we're obviously two different people, and we have a lot of shared life experiences. For example, the way we feel about our family and our parents and so on. But we're also different people, and I will bring those sensibilities to how I lead.
So the first thing she is that's different from Joe Biden is that they're different people. And the second thing between her and Joe Biden is that they're different people. Reggie, this is the woman you support, my friend?
Yeah, because my question would have been, what policies that are Trump has that's going to benefit me and my family?
Ask everybody who
That
lived
was
through
my
2017 to 2020. Ask anybody who
Just
asked this.
barely.
Wait, no, not just barely. Every person who's been asked this question, in fact, on the question in every poll about who would be better for the economy, Donald Trump trounces her in every way. She's in the low 30s. She's got no economic policies as vice president. But I want you to stay there. I don't want you to go anywhere, Reggie. I'm not done. Not done. Right now, what's happening, sir, and I love you for it, is an intervention. I love you. I got you, and you're going to stay right there. Let's get into the BPS Traffic Center with Mark Christopher. Mark, intervention time.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. Good afternoon. And if you're heading in toward Hartford right now, the ride on the northbound side of 91, that moves well Cromwell up into Windsor. Then things fall apart in East Windsor. Got delays from 44 in East Windsor up to exit 47E and W. We have the remains of a dump truck accident up there that's taking out the right and center lane, stay to the left there. Once again, delays back to 44 in East Windsor. Behind that, a lot of folks jumping off onto Route 5 North, and that's heavily backed up as you move East Windsor into Enfield. Now, if you're southbound 91, delays 34 down to 32 A and B, another bump down by exit 28. And another slowdown by exit 23 in Rocky Hill. Westbound side of 84 slowing just after 56 out to 44 Prospect Oakwood. 84 eastbound slowing a half mile before 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. 291 eastbound's a little tight from I-91 over to the Bristol Bridge as you head towards South Windsor. 2 eastbound slowing off of I-84 out to 5C. 2 westbound some tight traffic by exit 5D in Glastonbury. If you're heading into Middletown, 9 northbound, you've got delays Harbor Park to the Aragoni Bridge. 84 westbound in Cheshire slowing 26 to 22. 84 eastbound slowing by 18 in Waterbury, and again 25A up to just east of exit 26 in Cheshire. Eastbound side of 84 slowing New York, Connecticut line to 5 in Danbury. 84 eastbound again tight from 8 in Danbury up to exit 11 in Newtown. Southbound Parkway delays from exit 62 down to 60. And 91 South New Haven slowing from 4 in toward the 95 interchange. And 95 southbound delays 46 to 44 in New Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
For the rest of this afternoon, well, it'll be mostly sunny, breezy, and cooler than we've been used to, the high of 61. Tonight, under clear skies, well, it'll be quite cool, bordering on chilly with the low down to 41, and plenty of sunshine to round out the week on Friday. A pleasant day, the high of 69, with a nice breeze out of the west-northwest. On Saturday, sunny and breezy, a nice start to the weekend, a little milder with the high up to 72. Cloudy and cooler with an afternoon shower on Sunday, the high dialed back to 64. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC news update.
5:30, good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Now, the cleanup. This after Hurricane Milton barreled its way across Florida and out to sea. Over 3 million customers are without power from the storm this afternoon. That also kicked up numerous tornadoes. At least 4 deaths, perhaps more, have been attributed to the storm, which made landfall as a Category 3 in Siesta Key. Recovery continues in North Carolina from Hurricane Helene last month. 240 have now died across 6 states. Number of missing reported to be in the hundreds. Natural disasters have depleted the blood supply. Officials say they are urging anyone who can to donate. There's more information on blood donations at ctblood.org. Crash involving a truck and a sign above Interstate 91 in Enfield today. Sign came down on the highway just prior to exit 47W. The accident caused significant delays and led to lane closures. State police investigating a deadly wrong-way crash in Westbrook. This happened on Interstate 95 Wednesday evening. They say, troopers say that a wrong-way driver struck and killed 47-year-old Mark Palumbo of Madison, southbound 95, near exit 65. Palumbo was pronounced dead at the scene. The man driving the vehicle in the wrong direction is being treated at Yale New Haven Hospital. Ethel Kennedy, who lost her husband, late Senator Robert F. Kennedy, to assassination, has died. She was 96. She was by her husband's side when the senator was killed while running for president in 1968. And the house cleaning is apparently underway at Fenway Park. After another underwhelming season, the Red Sox have canned a half dozen coaches, according to multiple reports. The Sox have apparently given walking papers to first base coach Andy Fox and assistant hitting coach Luis Ortiz, among others. Manager Alex Cora was spared the axe. He recently signed contract extension. Wall Street, the Dow down 57 today. The NASDAQ off 9, S&P down 11. ALDS Game 4 tonight. Yanks will try to conclude matters against the Royals. They lead that series 2-1. NHL, it's the Bruins hosting Montreal, and the Isles host Utah. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Honey, is our car still under warranty?
No, not anymore.
My sister just got an extended service plan from Ox Car Care.
Ox Car Care?
Yeah, Ox will cover our repair bills if anything happens to our car, new brakes, a transmission, AC, or engine problems. Plus, Ox Car Care offers free oil changes, tire rotation, and roadside assistance.
Wait a minute, we pay nothing on the repairs? Ox gets it fixed for us? Free oil changes, free tire rotation, and free roadside assistance? What's the number?
800-272-1505. Ox has a 30-day money-back guarantee and an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. They handle their claims from start to finish, unlike other warranty companies. We should call now. 800-272-1505.
The last thing we need is an unexpected car repair bill. I'm calling Ox Car Care now.
Call Ox Car Care for your free quote. 800-272-1505. Ask about senior and military discounts. Don't get stuck with a major car repair bill. Call Ox Car Care, 800-272-1505 or oxcarcare.com.
Prescriptions required.
Hold on a minute.
Healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED. And it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
It's the 5 o'clock focus.
It's the 5 o'clock focus.
I'm focused, man. Yeah, we're focusing on Reggie right now. It's Reese on the Radio, NewsTalk 1080 WTIC. While I have Reggie on hold and he can still hear me, I don't usually keep these things on the top of my head. Some of them I do. But I'm just going to run through a list, and when we come back from BPS Traffic Center, I'll go through the list like this so you can answer your question. America gained 7 million new jobs, more than 3 times the government experts and projections said. Middle-class family income increased nearly $6,000, more than 5 times the gains during the entire previous administration. That was what I was talking about. Middle class, $6,500. The unemployment rate reached 3.5%, the lowest in half a century. Achieved 40 months in a row of more job openings than job hirings. More Americans reported being employed than ever before, nearly 160 million. Jobless claims hit a 50-year low. The number of people claiming unemployment insurance as a share of the population hits the lowest on record. Incomes rose in every single metro area in the United States for the first time in nearly 3 decades. Unemployment rates for African Americans, Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans, Native Americans, veterans, individuals with disabilities, and those without a high school diploma all reached record lows. Unemployment rates. Unemployment for women hits the lowest rate in nearly 70 years. Lifted nearly 7 million people off the food stamp rolls and put them to work. Poverty rates for African Americans and Hispanics reached record lows. Income inequality fell for 2 straight years, and the largest amount over a decade. Let me say this. Reggie, if you are caught stealing a cookie from the cookie jar, and your mom catches you and says, Reggie, what are you doing? And your answer is, but my sister did it. That is a 5-year-old argument. That's an argument that a child would make. So when I'm asking you about the candidate that you support, and your answer is, but Trump, it gives the impression you don't have a leg to stand on with the person you're supporting. You're telling us we need to elect Kamala because of but Trump. That's not a winning argument for anybody, even you. No one on this side, you can't influence anybody on your side if you're just screaming but Trump. Just say you don't like the guy and you're voting for a brick wall. We'd appreciate that. Because again, if you don't know what our policies are, you're voting for a brick wall. We'll get back to you in a second. Let's get back to the BPS Traffic Center with Mark Christopher. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much, and good afternoon to you and to everyone. And if you're heading on the southbound side of I-91 coming into Hartford, delays from exit 33 down to 32 A and B, and again 27 to 28. Northbound 91, that moves well. Cromwell through Hartford up into Windsor. Then you hit the heavy stop and go from 44 in East Windsor all the way up to 47 E and W. The remains of a dump truck accident that occurred earlier today. The right and center lanes blocked, stay left there. Now, if you are also traveling 5 northbound, expect heavy traffic East Windsor into Enfield on the northbound side of Route 5 as a lot of folks are jumping off of I-91. Now, if you're traveling 84 westbound, delays just after 56 Governor Street out to 44 Prospect Oakwood, 84 eastbound slowing about a half mile before 46 up to the downtown tunnel. 291 eastbound's a little tight from I-91 over to the Bissell Bridge. 2 westbound slowing exit 4 to the 84 west merge. 2 eastbounds running slow from 5A to 5C in East Hartford. If you're traveling 9 northbound into Middletown, slowing approaching Harbor Park to the Aragoni Bridge. And if you're traveling in toward Waterbury, 84 eastbound slowing by 18, 84 westbound in Cheshire, tied up from 26 up to 22 in Waterbury. Eastbound side of 84, Danbury slowing New York, Connecticut line out to exit 5. Again, delays exit 8 in Danbury out to exit 11 in Newtown on the eastbound side of 84. Southbound Parkway, you've got traffic slowing now from 63 in North Haven down to 60 in Hamden. 91 southbound delays approaching 8 in toward the 95 interchange, and 95 southbound delays 46 to 44 in New Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Clear skies tonight, and that's great news. Some of us may be able to see some of the northern lights tonight. Bundle up, though, if you're headed out. The low down to 42. Plenty of sunshine for our Friday. A pleasant end of the work and school week. The high of 69 with a light breeze out of the west-northwest. Sunny and breezy Saturday, but a nice start to the weekend with the high moving up to 72. And the better of the 2 weekend days. Sunday will be cloudy and cooler with an afternoon shower. The high dialed back to 64. Monday, passing shower in the morning. Otherwise, it'll be a breezy day with a mix of clouds and sun. That high 63 going to feel cool with a busy west wind cranking up to 10 to 20 miles an hour sustained throughout the day. Partly sunny, cooler, less windy on Tuesday, though, the high of 57. Right now, it's 59 in Danbury, New Haven at 61, 57 in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
For quality vinyl siding, the Peter L. Brown Company is your best choice. Let us show you the difference a beautifully installed Peter L. Brown vinyl siding job can make. Please visit peterlbrown.com for roofing, siding, windows, and doors.
Longing for thick, healthy, gorgeous hair? Say goodbye to shedding thin and dull hair and hello to thick, healthy hair with Hair Volume from New Nordic. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
When was the last
1 minute.
your home movies?
Thank you.
Disasters
Reggie's still there,
strike
right?
Unexpectedly. Every year, American lose
God
the one
bless
thing
'em.
they'd run back into a burning building for, their family's memories. Hi, I'm Nick.
And I'm Adam. We started Legacy Box to help save your family's most important recorded moments so you don't have to worry.
Load Legacy Box with your old movies, film reels, and shoeboxes of photos.
We work our digitizing magic, converting those memories right to the cloud so they're safe and accessible forever.
It's fast, we always send your originals back, and it's done right here in the USA.
Over 1 million families have
He
trusted
is, Terry,
Legacy
he
Box.
is.
Better Homes and Garden, Real Simple, and Inc. Magazine are all talking about Legacy Box.
New York Times columnist David Pogue says, have them digitized. I wish I'd done it sooner. Take action. Save your family's memories today with Legacy Box.
And 10.
LegacyBox.com/value to get an incredible 50% off your Legacy Box. That's LegacyBox.com/value for 50% off while supplies last. LegacyBox.com/value.
What's up, everybody? You know who it is.
You know who it is. You know who it is.
It's Reese on the Radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
Now, I know I screwed up the 5 o'clock focus today. I put it out there, and then I sat here and had a conversation with Reggie. But I think, I'm sorry, this is one of those moments where, you know when I talk about if you saw a kid running across the street and you saw a car coming, what would you do? Right? You got to grab the kid and pull him off the street. Reggie's that kid in the street. He's about to run into the street. He's about to, but again, I may not be able to convince him. He may say, hey, get off me, mister, and keep running. But I just want to have this conversation because we don't get him all that often, right? I mean, you know, I know we get him with Tim and all that other stuff, but Reggie's new, so I want to give him the attention he deserves. So before we put Reggie back on, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to give a rhetorical question. It is beyond a shadow of a doubt that inflation is through the roof in this country. Gas prices through the roof. People are making decisions about buying gas or feeding their children. Some people working 2, 3 jobs. We have immigration run amok. We know the withdrawal in Afghanistan was a mess. It cost the lives of 13 servicemen and injured many others. We've seen the things in the absolute turmoil that has been the Biden administration. That goes without saying. I don't need to beg anybody to understand it. It's a fact. Even people who support Joe Biden are happy. 75% of his supporters said, please, Biden, don't run. It is a failed presidency. Everyone knows that. It's the reason why they applaud him for bowing out. They don't applaud him for the presidency. They go, thank God, please. You're gone. I appreciate you. Thank you. Bye, Joe. Now, Reggie, with that, with all of that I just described, Kamala Harris was asked, you were there for 4 years. Is there anything that you would do differently?
Well, if anything, would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind in terms of, and I've been a part of most of the decisions that have had impact.
Reggie, I ask again, you voting for that?
Am I live?
Yeah, you're on.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. You know something? You're making some valid points. I give you that. All right. But the thing it is that this whole document of Project 2025 is what scares the hell out of me.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you mentioned it. I'm so glad you mentioned it. Project 2025 is scaring the hell out of you. Okay? Now, I've got to ask you a question. I got to ask you a question. Did you see the new Deadpool movie?
No, it's trash.
I'm sorry?
I said I heard it was trash.
Okay, you heard it was trash, but you have no knowledge that it is trash because you've never seen it, right? You've heard rumors that it's trash, but you haven't seen it yourself to confirm that it is indeed garbage. Is that fair to say?
That is fair to say.
Okay,
And
stop.
I got it from a reliable source.
Thank you. You're right, a reliable source. So let me ask you this question. First of all, by the way, before you ever say that anything is trash, this is what we call reckless hate. Reckless hate means hating on something having never seen it or experienced it. It's like it's what we call conviction prior to investigation. You've heard that term before?
Yes, I have.
Okay, this is conviction prior to investigation. Have you read Project 2025? And it's 900 plus pages?
Some parts of it.
Oh, sorry?
I read absolutely some parts of it.
Okay. How many times is Joe Biden mentioned in Project 2025?
Less than Trump.
But is he mentioned in it?
Is he mentioned in it? That I don't know.
Yes, he's mentioned several times. In fact, he's mentioned a whole
Is it 300, over 300?
No, actually, Donald Trump is mentioned in 300 because they talk about the policies that worked under the Trump administration and the ones that didn't. Here's another one. Did Donald Trump write Project 2025?
He did not, but his associates in the cabinet and have been, excuse me, let me finish, please. People who have been in his cabinet helped him with it.
So because they worked with him, okay,
Mm-hmm.
because they worked with him and they wrote Project 2025, he is guilty by association with those individuals.
Exactly.
Okay, good. I'm glad you said that. Barack Obama held a seminar. Celebrating the life of Saul Alinsky, one of the biggest liberals and Marxists of our time. Does that mean that Barack Obama is Saul Alinsky or he is an Alinskyite? Many people would argue that's true because of his association with a seminar related to him, right? So that means that you can say, because of that, that we can say that Barack Obama is a socialist and a communist. Isn't that true?
Okay, let's say that.
Okay, no, we're saying that because, again, that's the association. Donald Trump never wrote a foreword, never wrote a line, never wrote anything in Project 2025. People who worked with him wrote it, but here's where it gets even better. Did the president of Project 20, did the guy who wrote Project 2025 and the president of the Heritage Foundation, did he say that the Project 2025 was for any administration, be it Joe Biden or Donald Trump?
No, it was the Republican agenda.
Oh, no, actually, no, it's not. Because, again, you haven't read it. It is a policy paper that they wish to hand to any presidency for them to look at and to see if they could render some of their policy proposals into an administration. They gave it to the Biden administration as they did to the Trump administration, and Trump wasn't interested because his is called I think it's called Project 47 or something 47. I can't remember exactly what it is. But he has his own agenda.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he has his own agenda. He has nothing to do with Project 2025. But here's the beauty of Project 2025. The stuff that's in Project 2025 that everyone's screaming about can't seem to tell me what they're so up in arms about. What's in Project 2025 that you're so fearful of?
I'm fearful for the president having too much power.
You mean like the Biden administration when they were telling social media companies to censor Americans?
Oh, gosh, you're good. I love that.
No, don't you think that's having too much power? Where you tell the social media companies to shut down people who were talking about COVID and COVID vaccines? That they had to be sued by several AGs across the country and they're losing horribly to the point where even Mark Zuckerberg is admitting that it was wrong?
Whoa. Slow first, no, stop. You said what about the government that Biden administration told
The Biden administration told social media companies, we have the emails that told social media companies to shut down speech on their sites, on their platforms of average Americans sharing information with their loved ones about COVID-19 and about the vaccine. We have the emails. We also have the Twitter files, which show the FBI, the CIA, the DNI, and several other government agencies conspiring with Twitter before Elon Musk got a hold of it, telling them to go after average citizens, even actor James Woods. So you said that it gives the president a whole bunch of power and that scares you, but when it was happening, you didn't seem that scared. When we found out
That's because I didn't know anything about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, Reggie.
That's please, let me get something
Go ahead.
Okay, you've been talking for over 30 minutes. All right.
It's my show. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
With everything that you just said, why wasn't it out there?
Oh.
That's the whole thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Why wasn't it out there?
It's easy. I'll tell you. No, and this is the biggest problem.
Out the door.
This is the biggest problem that we have in this society today. We are waiting for people to inform us instead of getting people. During COVID, don't do your own research. At what time in your life have people told you not to do your own research? When you go to the doctor and you get a diagnosis, what doctor has never told you don't get a second opinion? We had the news media telling us that when Hillary Clinton's emails were exposed, Chris Cuomo got on television and said, it's illegal for you to know what's in those emails, but because we're the media, we can read them. Absolute, abject falsehood. The reason why it wasn't out there is because you didn't look for it. Education is not on the people who provide it. It is for those who wish to seek it to find it. The reason why you didn't know about it is because you let them tell you the news instead of gathering news. And you came here, you came to the right place.
Does that go for all news media outlets?
Listen to me. I would never trust. I'll give you another example. Let me give you a perfect example. I made this point last week. Remember when everybody was up in arms saying that it was wrong and dangerous to say that Haitians were eating cats and dogs? Do you remember that?
Okay. Yeah.
Why didn't they think it was dangerous during COVID to say that Chinese people were eating raw bats? Because when Donald Trump said it was a lab leak and he called it the China virus, he called it the China virus, they said that him calling it that was racist. But people telling us that it happened in a wet market from Chinese people eating bats, that wasn't offensive. You see the hypocrisy there?
Oh, there's a lot of that going around on
No
both sides.
kidding.
Let's say that.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to express to you is you can't listen. And listen, as a black man, I'll tell you this. One of the biggest problems we have in the African-American community is we keep waiting for others to educate us instead of educating ourselves.
Oh, that's not true. That is not true.
Oh,
Not
I know
all
it's
the way
true,
around.
sir.
You can't
I
say
know
that.
it's true.
You cannot say that.
Oh, yes, I can.
Oh, but see, so this is
Of course I can say that. I've been black for more than 45 minutes.
I can't go Republican because you always go back
Hey,
to
Reggie, I'm a black man. I've been black for more than 45 years, my friend. I lived in the hood. I'm from Hollis, Queens. I lived this experience, and I know that it's true. We always say you have more people in the black community talking about how they keep our education from us. You know that to be true, right? They say that all the time in the hood. The reason why we don't know is because they don't want us to know. It's not their job to tell us.
I don't say that.
No, you may not say that, but I know you heard it. Tell me you haven't heard it, Reggie.
Yeah, I did. I heard a different phrase, but that's not it.
Okay, but Reggie, you've heard it, is what I'm saying. I'm giving you a general statement, not a specific one. But you know for a fact, what they say is they tell you that they stole our history or they keep our history from it. No, they don't. That's our job to get. The information is ours to look for, but some of us don't want to look for it because the stuff that we learn, if it plays to our sensibilities, we believe it automatically. Donald Trump is evil. I must believe that. Donald Trump is racist. Well, there is some racists out there. We fall into those traps because it comforts us. It gives us legitimacy. And if we go the opposite direction and you start realizing that we've been fooled, that we've been hoodwinked, and then you start telling people the first thing they want to do is shame you and shut you up, they never have a response. They never have anything to tell you that's counter to what you've realized. When you learn the truth, it is when you learn how to stand on your own too and completely reject the lies. What you're being told are lies. And the reason why they're lying to you is because they want to keep you exactly where you are, dormant. They want you absolutely dormant, and they want you to rely on them and only them. If you ever make it on your own and decide that you want to be rich, wealthy, or you want to live in your own space and think what you want to think, they will shun you. They will break you down, and they will destroy you. But that's the mettle. That's how you test your mettle. That if you can stand on your own too, without giving a damn what the naysayers say or what the mind-numb robots of the Borg tell you every day, that's the true measure of a man. I believe that every person should think on their own and believe what they believe until it works into what they know. And you got that opportunity. I spent an entire hour with you, giving you an opportunity not to agree with me, but to think. Because it ain't illegal yet.
Yeah, I know. So when will it become illegal?
Joe Biden's being sued for trying to do just that, my friend. That's what that lawsuit was about. Go look it up. I got to get out of here. As I always say, radio is free, so we thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your minds. Sean Patrick, we love you and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning, so plan your work and work your plan. Me, I'm Reese on the radio. He is Mark Christopher in the BPS Traffic Center, and we'll see you here tomorrow, Mark.
All right, Reese, thanks. Have a great night. If you are heading into downtown Hartford right now,
All right, sir.
out of I-84,
Hopefully you got it all out.
up on 46 into the town of Westman.
I was literally up here going, how do I get this kid to he'll be an avid listener now. I'm sure he will be.
Oh, he listens to the Tom. He calls into the Tom show every now and again.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good.
Cromwell.
I think he'll join.
Moving well, Cromwell up into Windsor right
I love
now.
a convert now and again.
Delays,
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, sir. See you tomorrow. Enjoy your night, man.
Thank you, man. You too.
East Windsor into Enfield because of an earlier problem.
Oh, and stand by. I'm going to get you a promo.
Traffic now from
all right, cool.
B6 up to exit 48 in, or I should say up to exit 47 in Enfield from that earlier problem. Now we're all.
Okay, everybody. Maybe he's just a troll. I don't know. Reese, you got him trying to shift into 6th gear in a 4-speed transmission. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. That's right. That's right. We have it exactly. We have Mark Zuckerberg in his own words. Thank you, guys. This has been an entertaining day, and I love that seat. I'm flying by the seat of my pants when I get a call like that, and that was actually good. I for those of you who didn't get the call in, I apologize. Please forgive me. All right, but we'll make it up tomorrow. I promise. All right, guys, y'all be good.